Oh God, here it comes. Oh, hot, 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 hot. Hot, 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 hot. Mr. Marsh, we apologize, and if it's okay with you, we would like to present you your long overdue trophy.
Snag.
Snake.
The following program deals with a controversial subject. The theories expressed are not the only possible interpretation.
The viewer is invited to make a judgment based on all available information.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Saturday night, another Modern Comic Mayhem. First Modern Comic Mayhem for 2025. Holy shit, you guys.
It's been a wild one, bro.
Went by fast, man. It was like I blinked.
Blink of an eye.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. And yeah, so remember everybody, the link is in the chat. It's pinned to the top of chat. Come hang out if you guys want to hang out. It's a long show. You can jump in at any time. We're going to talk about collecting goals for this year. I know my goals have changed drastically. I'm sure some of your guys is the same. Some of you guys might be the same as it's been for the last 10 years. Who knows? But we'll go over that. And then, of course, we got some news. What did you guys think about the Lobo news? Pretty stoked about it.
It's not shocking that Jason Momoa would be picked to play Lobo. He's campaigned for that role in the past. You know, when he was cast as Aquaman, I think a lot of people, yeah, they were kind of into it, but everyone really saw him as like you ever remember like reading God, was it Wizard magazine? And in the back of the Wizard magazine, they would say, here's our casting choices. He absolutely would have been in there for Lobo. So no big shock. What does shock me is that we're bringing back actors who have had previous roles in these universes and putting them in different roles. So Christopher Evans, Robert Downey Jr., Jason Momoa, all playing different parts. And my question is, will people buy into that? Can they separate the fact that Robert Downey Jr. is Dr. Doom as opposed to Iron Man and all this sorts of stuff? That's what sort of remains to be seen.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, for
so.
me, I mean, Momoa or Jason's Lobo in all his movies, right? So I'm more believable that with Aquaman. I mean, I sold my Mega Man 398 for like $400, so I'm more than happy.
Yep, hell yeah, man! I got out on my Mega Man 3 early when it was probably at its height, and I'm glad about it ever since. You know what I've been selling though, like crazy, are the other appearances of Lobo in Omega Men, like the 5 and 6 or whatever, and those I sold those for probably like the last year like crazy because you could just grab handfuls of those wherever. But anyways, I agree. I think that Momoa is perfect. He is Lobo, like you said. That's who he is. That's his demeanor. It feels like a perfect fit. I don't care as much for him because he's going to have makeup on. And the only one that's weird to me is, like, I have no problem Christopher Evans playing Nomad because it's basically he's Captain America. You know what I mean? So the only weird one is going to be Robert Downey Jr. as Doom. And if he's just going to be wearing a mask the whole time, who cares?
Well, there's lots of speculation that it's, because it's, the multiverse. It's basically what if, Iron Man became Doom. That's the way I'm taking it, and that's the way I think they're going to present it. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
How much of a part do you guys think he's going to play in that Supergirl movie? He's gonna
Huge
have a big part, or you think so?
Everything right now in the Marvel universe is all about Doom, from the comics to the movies to even the Marvel Rivals video game. It's all very much Doctor Doom centric. If he's just in there for 5 minutes,
No, I'm sorry. I meant Lobos in the Supergirl.
oh, Lobo,
Yeah, in the Supergirl movie. Yeah.
I think he'll be in a third, at least a third of it, right? I mean, he'll play a big storyline role, and he'll probably be a character. He'll probably be like part of the first storyline, and then he'll leave and come back at the end type deal. You know what I mean? Like the helper. He'll be a dickhead in the beginning. He'll fight her a couple of times while she's out at that different planet she was at, because it's the Woman of Tomorrow storyline that they're doing, right? Is that what that book
the
was?
perfect actress too. They picked Millie Alcott from the House of the Dragon show, the young Rhaenyra.
Yeah,
I thought that was the James Gunn's best casting.
So we'll see, but I think like he'll probably be in at least a third of it. Reef the Sea says Lobo is the next Dazzler. I don't know.
Well,
Lobos is better looking.
I was gonna say, how many books he's gonna move? As much as Swifty did, or?
I mean, he helped move mine. I literally sold mine. I put mine up 5 o'clock that day. It announced, and it was sold by like 6. So
the amount of, let's take a look on the Bay.
Oh, there's a ton.
And see what we got.
I mean, some people are asking stupid money, like $900. I'm more concerned about like Green Lantern 55 variants. Remember those with the rings?
Man, I've been looking for that for such a long time, and now
I know
it's going to be so much harder to find one. Well, not find one for a good price.
I mean, 9H were selling for like $650. I mean, they were like, I don't know, $300-400 probably like a month ago.
Yep.
Speaking of Dazzler and Lobo,
99 cents, one bid.
Yeah,
nice.
The problem with Omega Man 3 is there's so many copies out there that it's not like it's going to go up that much. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, I if you got one, I'd sell, obviously.
I love these right here. These are, to me, are the best Lobo play right now for cheap. If you can pick these up at cheap and get them graded, these are gonna, in my opinion, are the best like cheap spec play, because this is the issue where, or the issues where Lobo becomes the Lobo that we know today, the Bastille character. You know, the really bombastic.
Top of that, Justice League International, Justice League Europe, that whole era of Justice League when they were doing that, they were just such fun stories to read, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And this is also a Guy Gardner haircut. So.
Oh, that's the big contention of the Superman trailers. Like, look how dumb Nathan Fillion looks, you know?
Yeah, he does look pretty fucking stupid. I have to admit that. He looks laughable. So
we need the first appearance of the Guy Gardner haircut. That could be worth some money.
Yeah. Well, what about his daughter? Is there any play on Lobo's daughter? Think there's any play on that happening?
Well, I think Lobo's going to have his own movie, I would assume. I mean, that's why he's introducing people, right? I mean, to start fleshing out. I mean, Lobo, I think could sell his own movie, right?
For sure. Yeah, especially with James Gunn being part of it. Ooh, look at that. 180. 180 raw.
Yeah.
Jeez.
1 out of 25. Mark Spears, of course, you've had him on the channel a few times.
He is on fire, bro. He's on next level fire right now.
He's on the auto kick like me and you, Brian, back in the day. Like, can do no wrong, sending out variants, no big deal.
I think F.O.C. hottest book right now is that Walking Dead #2. Not Walking Dead, I'm sorry. What's that book he did? I know
Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah, that's probably like the most hottest F.O.C. book right now.
He's got a Silverhawks cover on F.O.C.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what this reminds me of? T2.
Yeah. What up, Adam?
What's up, Brian? Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year, brother.
So
I heard something of, there's going to be this movie with Lobo and Supergirl banging each other.
I'm sure there will be, Adam. I'm sure there will be. Parody is already in writing mode, or probably filming mode.
I'm already starting My wheels are already starting to turn.
That's a pretty cool one, the symbol cover. Just because I like that
That'd be
background.
big for Dynamite. I remember when you had Nick Barucci on here and he was talking all about this.
Look at this Perillo cover for it. It's gorgeous. It's going to be interesting
Nothing
to
like
see.
tapping into those member berries. You know what I mean?
Yep. It's going to be interesting to see if this is any good story-wise. So,
who's writing it? Who's the script?
Ed Brisson.
Oh, I met Ed. He's actually he's Canadian. He's local around here. He comes to our local cons all the time. He's actually a pretty nice dude when you meet him in person.
Wrote some Rat Queens stuff. Old Man Logan, Peter Panzerfaust. So
speaking of Canada, did they fix the what's the name the shipping issue yet, or are they still having issues? Have you been shipping your stuff, Naomi?
Shipping my stuff.
Yeah, didn't you say you had some issues shipping because the post office had a
Sure, yeah. I'll keep it brief because I know Brian wants
Yeah.
to show these covers. But the news is that Canada Post strike is over.
Oh,
The printer
good.
Comics Wellspring has my books in the mail. We're talking Savage Sin fulfillment books here, and I get those on Tuesday. So on Tuesday I'll do a nice big unboxing stream, show everyone the books, and then we're gonna get those bad boys in the mail.
Sweet, very nice.
Yeah.
So the strike is over, huh?
The strike is over. Now there's still a backlog of stuff that needs to be put through the mail, but according to my tracking, I will have the books on Tuesday. So I'm excited. It's been a while.
That is good. This is the Thundercats 12, and this is, of course, the backer kit issue. So if you guys want this issue, you can't get it in the stores. You have to be part of the Thundercats backer kit. Remember the Thundercats project?
That's a good mom-ra.
You're gonna be back in that sometime tomorrow.
Yeah. You can get it for $100 for the complete omnibus of all the classic stuff. 24 issues. 25 issues probably total.
It's like 24.
Yeah,
I love your
24.
chat, by the way. Shout out to Reef the Sea Forever. Shout out to Synthetic Panel. Shout out to Ken on Bass. You guys are all rocking.
Yeah, the chat is lively tonight. It's always lively. It's good. It's a good chat. I love it. This is a beautiful cover right here, Ivan Tao. You can get all these extras. These are all the extra covers, medals, yada, yada, yada. But the Mark Spears is part of this. Where is it? I think you get it no matter what if you back it.
The original art sketches were only $150 too, which is interesting.
Yeah, from Ken Hazer. Dude, I got the baddest pickup I'm going to show tonight. You can get the Mark Spears Apex cover on there too as add-ons if you guys want them. So, but anyways, here, I think it says the Mark Spears one somewhere here. Yeah, right here. Bonus, order either hardcover and receive 2 free comics. So you get both the Mark Spears books free if you order any of the omnibuses. So, pretty dope.
That's nice.
Yeah. Here's a link for that, everybody, if you want to go check it out. There we go. Back to where I was. F.O.C. this week. So that's, let's see here. Where's our boy Billy over at Economics and Comics? We got the Batman Long Halloween stuff, facsimile going on. But it's got this Noir Edition Tim Sale cover. This is kind of interesting. Did you guys see this?
Yeah.
That's pretty dope. I like that for some reason, just because it's a sketch cover. It's like a real sketch. 2005.
There's no Lefteros this week?
Huh?
No, Lefteros didn't put out F.O.C. this week?
No, I don't think so. I looked for it today.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. So, the Blood Train #1 Bernard Chain cover. That's interesting. New series. Image Comics, Ninth Circle, which is what's the Ninth Circle? Is that whose group is that? Whose imprint is that? I know. Any of you guys know about that?
Sure. It's not ringing any bells.
There we go. Ninth Circle Entertainment. It's an imprint from some creators. Garth Ennis.
Oh, it's with NS. It's with NS and all those guys. Yeah.
That's pretty dope, right? Image is smart.
So.
They're laying into that imprint thing because how well Ghost Machine and Skybound are doing. They're getting the right people behind it. So there we go. Blood Train #1. So this one is very interesting to me. You guys hear about this? This one-page horror stories thing for Ice Cream Man?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, this is dope right here. So they're doing this one-page horror story thing, and they have all these guest writers like Grant Morrison, Patton Oswalt, Jeff Johns, Jeff Lemire, Matt Fraction, and it's super smart. I'm gonna give one away because it's really good. This is the Grant Morrison. This is part of the Grant Morrison one, and I don't know if you guys are fans or ever read the Divine Comedy. Did you ever have to read that like in high school or anything?
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
No. I haven't.
So it's basically you get taken through heaven and hell, with this poet as your guide through the different levels of heaven and hell. And it's a classic book from the 1300s or 1400s or something like that. You ever heard of Dante Alighieri? Anyways, so that's what this is about. It talks about in the final level of hell, in the ninth circle of hell, it's Satan, and he's this big monster with wings like this, and he's constantly eating the heads of three people, the three antichrists, right? And that's what this is showing right here. And it says, that summer, thanks to global warming and the rest, hell froze over. For Satan, pinned fast in the ninth circle pack ice since Canto 34, it was business as usual, which he's just chewing on the heads. Otherwise, and elsewhere, it was very good news for all the things that never, ever going to happen until that moment. Like, smart one-page stories. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I love that.
That's awesome sauce. I'm going to check out the Patton Oswalt one.
Some of them are probably going to be really stupid, but I think that one is interesting to me just because I'm a nerd for that shit. So, Ice Cream Man, one-page horror stories, F.O.C. this week. Next, Let This One Be a Devil, new series based on true weird tales of cryptids. Oh, I'm all in on this. Of course, it's James Tynion, right? He's all into that shit. New Jersey Devil.
Nice.
Yeah. That'll be cool. Old school coast to coast AM stories right there.
Yeah.
Weird New Jersey stories too.
Yeah. Redcoat #9. First appearance of Johnny Appleseed. I think this is kind of cool. This is a very cool story. And it's Ghost Machine. Everything on Ghost Machine is good, except for like that Hornsby and Halo thing. I'm not too keen on that yet. It's cool looking, but
Story by Jeff Johns.
Yep. Jeff Johns imprint. Seasons #1. All new horror series about four sisters who fall prey to sinister forces by Rick Remender through Image. He's killing it on grommets.
I wonder if he's gonna have that confident vine like Agatha, you know.
Probably. Here's the thing. Remender is a amazing comic book writer. And Grommets is, in my opinion, the best book of the year. And I've been a fan of, I think we've all been a fan of him since Fear Agent, right? I mean, I remember that's where that's where I first remember Rick Remender from. Anyways, of course it's horror bullshit. Not bullshit. Horror's cool. But everybody's doing horror stories right now, you know what I mean? Yeah, Jersey to the Bay says shout out to the Pine Barrens. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, Grommet's Book of the Year. We'll talk about that later. And then finally, probably, I don't think this is finally, not finally, but this is probably the biggest book on F.O.C., right? Along with that Silverhawks so far. The Return of the Living Dead #2, Mark Spears cover.
Yeah, everybody missed the first one, and now everybody's jumping on the second one.
Supposedly there's only 250 copies of the first one, right? Is that true?
Yeah, it was very. I don't know the number, but it was definitely low print. I heard because like most people just did not saw it until until it already blew up.
Star Trek Section 31.
Yeah, you'll forgive me if I don't got high hopes on the IDW Star Trek books.
Yeah.
What's a Star Trek?
And that's why it's a photo they earned to sell more books.
Yeah, we did the first 2 tabs, Homer.
Moving on. Silverhawks, #1, is on FOC. We already talked about it. Pretty badass. That foil better look good, Nick. A foil, man. You got to hit on that foil. If there ever was a foil book, that's it.
So do you think the foil is going to be hotter than the original, I guess, or you think it's the same thing?
I don't know. It depends on how the foil looks, right? Sometimes those foil books are so dull and they ruin it.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
But I'm going to be excited when he comes out of con season. I was talking to Ben about a long short, and I was like, when he starts doing like cons and like people get like sketches on books or like see what he really does, when he takes commissions and stuff, if he does that kind of thing, it'll be interesting what the value of those books go for,
Who's doing the art on that Silverhawks?
It is
Liefeld, the Sea First says they can't make foils like they did in the 90s. Foils are lost technology.
Profile 1.
It is George Cambadis. Yeah, that guy.
I hope that a Larry Kenny signature on the foil will pop.
Why can't they bring back chromiums? That was so much better than foils.
Lost art, bro. It's kind of like Roman cement. It's a lost art.
It's not even lost art. There's lots of printer companies that will do it. It's just expensive.
Not the way they did it in the early 2000s and 90s, bro. I think here's what I've heard, and Larry, tell me if you've heard this too, and Dino or anybody else on the panel. Mm-hmm. I've heard that the printer that did most of those really badass like image chromium covers, and when I say image chromium, you guys know what I'm talking about. Like there's certain chromium books at Image that look so good, it's unreal, like it's unmistakable. And I heard that that printer basically stopped doing books for the most part, and the only group or people that have anything close to it is the Comicsgate crew, the printer they use.
No, that's not true.
Okay.
Comics Wellspring can do foils. They've done foils for me. They do chromium. Ready Comics can do metal covers. There's lots of options out there.
Well, they're not as good as those early 90s books. I haven't seen a foil.
Brian, when you say image chromiums, you mean like the Darkness 11?
Yes.
13, 13?
Yes. If I could go grab a couple. They're so good, man, that they look
Yeah,
better.
nothing really holds a candle to those.
Yeah, they look better than Topps Chrome refractors these days. You know what I mean? They look that good.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I would have to go back and take a look and see the differences. But I do know with Comics Wellspring in particular, because we print with them, they just started to offer chromium covers. So I haven't had one made by them yet. But when I do, we'll take a look.
Even Valiant did really good chromiums. Remember the Men XO or whatever the title was?
X-Men War Zero?
Yeah, it was such a great, like the book was just so good. Like the cover is just like, it felt like spot foil, but it's spot chromium. It was really good.
Let's see if I can find this video. I think, did I make a short about it? I think I made a short about it. Hold on here. Let me do this.
Derek Nyman says, George Cannabis is McClay's alter ego.
Yeah. All right, let's see here. Let's go check out the tube and your channel. All right, I think I made a short. Here's kind of something. It's not as good as the image stuff, but there is a Superman book that Ed McGuinness, when Ed McGuinness was doing his first Superman run, look at this book. There's nothing like that, dude. Coming out.
It's not as good as the old ones, but it's definitely better than what they putting out now.
I mean, with Superman being a matte on the top and the foil being behind him and being so good. They're not doing stuff like this anymore. It's the whole cover is.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you, it cost me about $4 to print just the average book through Comics Wellspring. That's including, the markup of being Canadian, all this stuff. A foil, like if I was to do a book, cover foil to foil, right? $12 per book.
Damn.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
At least if you're going through like a third party like that. Now, Marvel and DC, they print in bulk. I'm sure they have great deals on a lot of things. I'm sure they can pump these out if they really want to. But for the independent guy, it's expensive. You got to hope they sell.
Yeah. Shout out to Hartman Cards, who's in the chat. He says, this is blocked with white, smooth on top, and it's printed on the reverse and layered on foil. And he would know. Yeah. Posters and stuff are made like downtowns from Don Russ.
Also, DT, I'm assuming I'm saying that right, also has a good point. That's a hollow foil, not a regular foil. And there is a difference.
Oh, we got to take a break, you guys. Wookie Fodder says Liefeld is live on Whatnot right now. We have to go.
Whatnot right now, Brian. Come buy my books. Okay.
All right, here we go. The king. Here we go.
Bud, there's only one king, Bud, and that's the Todd Father, Bud.
I didn't know he could bid behind me. Okay, but hey, buddy.
Speaking of foil.
Yavanki, take care.
He just kicked somebody off and told him the sooner he leaves the planet, the better.
Oh, dude, here. You can use this too.
He got mad at me once on a Whatnot stream. Flipped his lid because we asked him. I
All right, guys.
Bring back John Stinsman to avenge.
Hey,
like, Naomi, that was a long time ago. Okay.
It comes from the heart. I just love Wolverine, and I hope it shows when I draw him. And the fact that you guys dig it.
He's been taken out of the sale. Somebody pissed him off.
Say goodbye to Hollywood.
Now, would Rob Liefeld, would he be like a gotcha interview? Like, would you love to interview this guy?
I have interviewed Rob Liefeld. It was badass.
I haven't seen it. I have to go watch.
Yeah, it sucks because all you can hear is Dennis Barger's breathing apparatus.
Was he a cool guy to talk to? Did he drive well?
Yeah, dude, it was a bucket list. It was even though it was one of our early industry episodes, it was a bucket list moment. It was very cool.
Yeah, we felt that way when we did Eric Larson. So, Rob, you're next on my list, bud.
Did he? I mean, does he really need? I mean, I know why he does it for like fan engagement. Does he really need to do this stuff though? Like, let's be honest. Like,
I think
Greed is a
that,
hell of a drug.
yeah.
When you say do this stuff, what do you mean there, Dina?
I guess sell on whatnot. I guess. I mean, you know. I mean,
He
Basically
makes a
saying,
ton
isn't
of
this
money,
man
dude.
rich enough?
yeah. It's like Jesus.
There's never enough.
Well, think about it. They're
Never.
probably throwing
enough.
him. They're probably throwing him like a monthly stipend because he's selling on there. And then the amount of money he makes selling his stuff, you know, he's basically doing what Scotty Young and J. Scott Campbell and JTC do, and you can only get his variants from him. And he makes a ton of money doing it, man. And he sells all his comps. You know how many comps of Deadpool and X-Force and New Mutants shit that he's getting? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At
I guess
one point, he was charging people $40, and I'm sure this has gone up to sign their copy of New Mutants '98. You know?
Yep. He's been doing that for a while. Look at that freaking sketch, dude.
But when you see McFarlane, hey, bud, I'll sign your books for free, bud.
Did you see that sketch? That sketch was badass.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool, but I mean, like, it's starting at $1,000. I mean, not saying that's not what he deserves. I'm just saying, like,
It didn't sell, did it? Nobody bought it.
Nobody bought it. Yeah,
we're all poor.
Well, that's what people don't. Yeah, this year in comics is going to be a tight year, man. It's going to be a tight year.
Tell me why you say that. What's up?
I think people don't want to spend money on comics yet. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, you know.
See, I'm hoping for a better 2025 than 2024 with the election, not only in the South, but here up north. We too are kicking out our dude and bringing in someone else who wants to fix the economy. And hopefully they can do just that. Hopefully 2025, you know, financially is a better year for comics. We will see.
Brian, you were talking about this kind of what's the name? Right? This
What do
kind
you got
of
there? I can't see that. That looks cool though.
Sorry.
That makes
That's-
two of us.
It's an Evangeline book. Look at this.
Yeah, but that's the Chrome one, right?
Oh,
that's the Chrome.
From back in the day when they were making them Chrome, and it actually looks really cool. Sorry for the glare, but yeah.
Well, maybe one day we'll still see that Evangeline movie that Margaret Robbie's supposed to be making.
Well, that's coming out, right? I mean, they're working on
That's
that.
what I
That's the
hear.
thing. Yeah. Here, let's see what he's saying.
Scoop, you come and go as you please, brother. Mr. Brisky is about to have a nice companion piece. Mr. Brisky!
It did sell.
I don't know if you're Russian.
They both
but it
sell.
feels like you are. And I want to...
they both sold.
I want to congratulate... Has Mr. Brisky... Has he bought? I didn't see a yellow label.
His name is kind of sound familiar.
Didn't sound familiar to me, Brisky. Congrats. All right, we'll have another one. We'll have now that these are back in print, I'm gonna be offering a couple. I can't offer them just signed, so that's really nice that we're doing that. Thank you to Scoop. Thank you to Brisky. Enjoy those. That makes me super happy.
How long do you
that they're
think it
going to
takes
really
for him
good
to
homes.
do a sketch like
And-
that?
An hour.
Yeah.
And I'm just ballparking it, but
Yeah.
probably about an hour.
Yeah.
Well, and then he just said like he's just going to do some more. So at the end of the day, it's not really exclusive, right?
Exactly. Calavera PI number 3 is out on F.O.C. also. Well, I guess it's an exclusive because it's a 1-on-1. Dude, Dust of Dust it looks really freaking good. This is J.G. Jones imprint on Image.
Mm-hmm.
And doesn't he? Yeah. Giant Generation is what it's called. And this looks amazing. The first issue looked really, really good. By the way,
J.G. Jones is such a solid dude. He did my sketch on my back of my Superior Spider-Man 17 regular cover. It's sick, dude.
Yeah, he's the best. This is the Mark Spears cover for Return of the Living Dead. That's sick. Look at the bat with all the freaking nails in it. It's gnarly.
You think that's new art or that's something he already had? Because it's kind of like
it's new art.
monster-ish from
It's new art. Yeah. We talked to him about it. He talked. It was either on the. It was backstage one day, and he told a story about this these books and him doing the art for him. So he said he was such a big fan of Living Dead and this and that, but
You should really post a few videos like doing this art, because like I'm a huge fan of when artists actually do that. Like when Granov posts their stuff and he does those paintings,
Or
or
Art
anybody
Germ.
else, like Art Germ, like I just look so cool. It just generates a lot of hype and people are really excited. Can't wait for those things to come.
Well, I
And
think
know
too
he definitely does a lot of stuff on online, so he's definitely plugged in with his fans. I know he's busy, but posting a small video would be really cool.
Well, I think the other thing too is like Ben was telling me that he only prints what's on demand too. So like if one book only sells one time, it's only one of one too.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
Last Kickstarter had one of one.
Brian,
book,
I would like
sure.
to thank you, by the way,
uh-huh.
because since I've been on this show and I put down my eBay link, we have made a sale. So congratulations to the buyer.
Was it a Paul Green book?
No, actually, it is an L.C. Furita's Kickstarter variant that we had done with one of our villain characters. It was like, you can only get this through the Kickstarter sort of thing. I'll quickly share. It's a beautiful cover of our character called Cinder. So again, whoever picked this up, I just saw the email come through. It's a gorgeous cover by L.C. Furitas, and you're going to love it. So
that's cool. Speaking of Kickstarter variants, we're going to be talking about that when we talk about collecting goals in 2024. But anyways, here's Hornsby and Halo. That was the series that it looks amazing, but I haven't really got into it yet. Dude, Green Lantern is really freaking good. Really freaking good. And I've been checking out issue 1 up so far, and it's really good. So
it's worth the read?
Yeah. A lot of people told me to put it on the list for best of the year, so I was like, I gotta check this out. I'm a huge Green Lantern fan, and I haven't been reading Green Lantern. The last Green Lantern I read was the horrible series about the Alan Scott Green Lantern, which was so bad. It was dude, it was so cringeworthy. So I just and so I picked it back up, and it's amazing so far. Lenore is coming back. Look at that. From Roman Dirge. Of course, also worked on Invader Zim stuff with Johan Vasquez. But this is pretty interesting. You got a Cthulhu Lenore cover there. What else? There's some more Cthulhu stuff. Monsters High. Red Sonja. Red Coat.
Love me some Red Sonja.
Here's the other covers for Return of the Living Dead, and they're not that good. This one's not too bad right here, the Akari one. Silverhawks, we've seen all those. Those are all pretty dope. I just can't get into this dude's art, though. The dude from...
Can you bring that one up? Let me see that one full screen. This looks like a Simpsons or a Family Guy sort of thing, parody going on here. I just,
Yeah.
It's funny, it's cute. I just don't,
Yeah, it's just... I mean, it's good art, but it's just not... I'm not into it. Mannix. Yeah. No dig on that dude. It's not my style.
You get 10% off now, though.
Salmon Twitch. Violator.
Kind of twitching right now.
I'm definitely not. I'm a little too stoned to be twitching.
That's it, brother.
Look at that cover. That's interesting. Bonus Drew Moss original cover. That's probably part of the backer kit. There's more of that Mannix art.
Yeah.
Is that American Mythology? Yep. All right. Last page. Final F.O.C. There is a gorgeous Chatzudis Vampirella.
Yeah, that's a nice cover.
Holy cow.
Cover.
Yeah.
He's on my bucket list of people I want to hire someday, and I'm sure he comes with a pretty penny. You know.
I can totally see that, my friend.
Yeah,
totally see.
And we
that.
managed to hit bucket list artists, so this isn't out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
Not in the same level as Paul Green.
Paul Green was a bucket list artist. Jamie Tyndall was a bucket list artist. Keith Garvey was a bucket list artist. I mean, I would have to go through my list and name drop more, but we've had a few of them. It's been a wild ride. Ali Garza, he's another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is some really good Vampirella covers this week. Let me show you.
I think you just naming all the Lady Death artists over there.
Well, yeah, I use a lot of the same people that Polito will tap into. Also, I use a lot of the same people that Zenoscope taps into.
Well, they definitely have a nice Rolodex of talent.
That's a great cover there.
Jesus, that's good. Yeah.
In fact, I kind of like that Sora song a bit, right?
Yep.
Interesting.
Fan-freaking-tastic.
See, the women know how to draw the women sexier than the men.
Yes, they do.
That's the shocking part.
Yes, they do.
Yes,
You're
they
100% right. And that is F.O.C. this week, gentlemen.
I gotta be honest. Not a lot stands out for me this week. It's probably gonna be a very small week for me when I go to the shop.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that.
I mean, I only get right now Red Sonja, X-Men, a couple of the Antarctic Press books. I put Magic on my pull list because I'm such a Magic fan. But if that story really does suck, I will drop it. You know.
Well, there was some interesting books that did come out this week, and I didn't get to go over them because there was no Wednesday show because of New Year's. But let me go ahead and jump on this just real quick. I think we talked about a couple of them on the Hot 10 that were very interesting. But Absolute Superman #3 came out. Did you guys, by any chance, get a chance to read it?
Yeah, it was awesome.
I have not read any of DC in a number of years.
What'd you say, Adam?
It was an awesome book.
Really? You thought it was good?
Yeah, I liked it. I'm still not liking Superman as much as I'm liking Wonder Woman and Batman, but I still thought it was decent.
It's interesting because they totally flipped the script in this one in a major way, where it's like what's his name is going to. This is Christian Ward. It's like his parents are coming with him to Earth. You know, which is fucking weird.
Yeah.
So we'll see if that plays out or how it plays out. This is Christian Ward. This is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Cover C, cardstock variant. Easy 9/8 on that. So go score that. Frizen, Poison Ivy. Banger.
Yeah, I love that actually.
Yeah, that's amazing. Shout out to Piz. Appreciate that new sub. This is gorgeous. This might be her best cover this would have been her best cover of 2024 if it came out in 2024, in my opinion. Even though she probably drew it in 2024, obviously.
Yeah, probably drew that 6 months ago, bro.
Yeah. Damn, that's fucking good. That's excellent. There is a Lobo's cardstock variant. It's good. I like Seymour being in there, or whatever. What's the plant's name from?
Seymour.
No,
Seymour.
No, Seymour's the guy that Rick Moranis plays.
Right. Chat, let us know what the plant name is.
Brian, have you seen Prison Hello Darkness #7 Polybag cover yet? It got revealed.
No.
Someone said Audrey. Is the plant's name Audrey?
Maybe.
That's probably going to be the top Prison cover of the year.
Why I was like, what the hell? What's going on? Why am I getting all these whatnot messages in my message stream?
Because you're not watching my video, bro. You gotta buy some books, okay?
What the fuck is going on? Where was I? Oh yeah, right here. Yeah, so Lobo's cover there. This Batgirl cover is fantastic.
Yeah.
Now we haven't seen her in that look for quite a while, eh?
Yes, sir. She's a badass.
Like a throwback to me.
Yep. Yeah, I haven't read that yet. The new Batgirl. Spawn, you got the Brett Booth variant that everybody's going crazy for. Did you guys hear the bullshit going on with Rian Gonzalez?
Nope.
I don't even know who Rian Gonzalez is.
This is Rian Gonzalez.
What is the BS? Fill us in.
In order to do that, ladies and gentlemen,
I got at you, McClay. I hope this makes your comfortable drama, because these dudes, goofy ass dudes.
Into the news. Into the into the.
But let's get down to business.
So she was caught copying another artist's work. Oh no.
Funny how this seems to be a reoccurring theme lately.
Yeah.
Not copying, tracing.
Yeah, tracing, yeah.
She's a tracer.
Well, it's kind of
Tracer in
copying. Is that worse than copying? Is tracing worse than copying?
Well, it's the same thing. I mean, if you're going line for line over someone else's artwork, yeah, it's probably worse. But even if you're just looking at someone else's artwork and you're copying it note for note, I mean, is it really at that point your art? You know, is that a showcase of your skill or just how well you can mimic someone else?
Wow, this is pretty bad. In 2017, my friend Ink Panger drew my O.C. as a birthday present, left. In 2024, Rainbow Art traced it and submitted it to Marvel as official cover art for Ultimate Spider-Man 15. We do not know how long she's been tracing. Oh, shit. Oh, say it ain't so.
Some of her early books are really hard to find, honestly.
Yeah.
Has she made a statement on this at all?
Let's take a look.
West Coast Big Rob in the chat says, I think she's done it more than once.
Shout out to West Coast Big Rob. Doesn't look like it.
I like
She's
that
probably
Galactica
smart.
one though. She's a major big thing in the Marvel Rivals game. And
Yeah.
look, so here's a video of her doing the process though. So
You see the process of coloring, not drawing.
Yeah, not drawing.
fair enough. Fair enough.
Is she's probably gonna play the smart game on this one and not say anything.
Keep her mouth shut.
Yep.
Well, that's what McFarlane did when Buddy won his cover contest and it was AI. And McFarlane said, "Hey, Bud, no AI allowed." But yet an AI cover got passed and won, and no one batted an eye.
Yeah, well, they came out and kicked it out, didn't they, though?
Did they? I never heard a word on that. We've been looking for news on that since it happened. I haven't heard a damn thing on that. But if you have, that's good. I'm glad it's gone.
Yeah. In these circumstances, I want to remind some useful resources for artists. Unsplash.com is a resource for photos. Clip Studio is running a login event right now. It'll be a holiday sale. So he's just telling people where they can go do this instead of tracing.
Well, here in your chat, a couple of people are saying that she apologized for doing what she did, and Paul Holloway said her response was in the article that you were looking at.
Oh, I apologize. Back. Says Gonzalez artwork has been... All right, let's just do this. According to all parties involved, efforts were made to resolve this issue peacefully and offline. However, both Nina and Juby have raised concerns about the semantics surrounding the situation. Despite Gonzalez's claims to the contrary, the issue remains significant, largely because the artist denies tracing and insists that they were only referencing, which blurs the lines further. This is her response. I wanted to share something. I've had this image reference saved on my folder for a while and didn't realize it was Ink Panger's work. She reached out to me and we have since resolved it privately. I was in a rough patch personally and in a creative rut in the midst of a pressure of a deadline. And I've said this before, that it feels like most in logical world, when like we talked about Greg Land tracing interiors of Adam Hughes' stuff, these artists probably get into these deadlines and either instead of putting out shitty work, they just, okay, I can just trace this really quick and nobody will notice.
There's that, and then there's also the use of assets, 3D assets. Okay, I don't want to draw a background. Let me go to some third party and grab an image of a building or a car, and they all do that in the name of deadlines.
Yep. She says, I understand the gravity of the situation and promise to actively seek permission first before using a reference as my own work. If you haven't checked out her work, please do. She's a stellar artist and deserves all the recognition and more. So there you go.
So as collectors, and you guys are hardcore collectors, does this stuff matter to you in the end, or does the final product and how it looks matters to you? Like do you guys really care about how the sausage is made is my question.
Yes.
I do.
Okay, how about you, Igor?
Yes, I do. I'm a more traditional artist.
Do you care how the sausage is made, sir?
Yeah,
I do. I mean, the same thing. I mean, if somebody like, say, a legendary person was just starting to do AI, or like some hot new person was just doing AI. I mean, they do it in like rap music. Remember, they made like an AI rap video, and everybody was losing their mind. I think it's the integrity of everything, right? I mean, hell, I could be a comic book artist and never put a marker to a pen, or it's like, and I get millions of dollars, and
Blind Adam, what say you?
Well, sir, basically, I like my collectibles the way I like my orgasms. They need to be real.
They need to be real.
All right.
And I'm not against the AI art at all whatsoever.
Yeah,
just like if you're really good traditional artist, like there's no reason for you to go to AI. The only way I see them doing it is because of the deadlines that they just need to keep pumping work out. But like I love traditional, like Warren Lau. Like I love his sketch covers. They're so good. If they actually printed those as real covers, I would buy every single one of them. I don't buy 60 to 80% of his covers because it's just too digital, because he just lets the computer do most of the work.
Yeah,
He just
AI is
loses.
a big thing in our world right now. Even like as an independent comic book creator, we're seeing the AI sort of creep into almost everything that we do. And we're, a lot of us have been pushing back really hard, but also we've seen companies like Marvel, DC, and others slowly start to accept it. So it's kind of scary.
They need those covers.
I think the other thing too is like limiting the covers, right? I mean, 2024, right? Cover Z, cover Y, cover W. It's like, 4, 5, 10 covers, 20 covers. I mean, it's out of control. How many covers per issue now?
Yeah, Lisa says something interesting. You got a top seller with his own comic on whatnot, all AI, and he even signs them too. Get out of here, right?
Yeah. Something very interesting. Do you remember? I don't know if you guys remember this, but at one time we talked about in Comic Drama Alert, there was this guy who was selling fake books on eBay. He would call them like.
I actually had dealing with that son of a bitch.
Yeah, he went by Imagination Inc.
Could suck a bag of dicks.
Yeah, well, he was the guy that like was selling these crazy variants, and what he would do is just print out a cover and take the guts and throw it. Yeah. So he went through a really rough spot recently. He got kicked. So Imagination Inc. is a what do they call it? A character artist in Florida, I think. Yep. And he got kicked off, and I think, arrested for setting up on the sidewalk there and, not paying the city to do it or whatever. And he was in this big, huge lawsuit with them. Well, he ends up getting a brain tumor and has to go have emergency brain surgery. And he makes it through it, and he just got out of it. But he put this up on his IG, and it blew me away. Look at this. It says, I posted this in my stories the other day, but I thought it was worth repeating. So, in 2023, I worked on a comic book which consisted of 24 one-page gags. I also included artwork from a few friends of mine. I dedicated it to my oldest friend, who had passed away within a year of each other. I even included an advertisement in it for Ed Piskor's cartoonist Kayfabe. My clever title for the series was Uncanny Valley. Unfortunately, I did not get the name copyrighted, and Boom Studios ended up using that same name for a series the next year. Now, I had intended on making an issue 2. This time I wanted to be more collaborative and have some other same plus friends either pencil or ink some of the pages, yada, yada, yada. So he comes out basically saying that he came up with this name Uncanny Valley, but he doesn't say that he's going to go after anybody. He's just coming out to say it. And my thought process was why even do this? Does this kind of make him look like he's trying to get a gotcha or a one up, or is he just saying that this is a weird coincidence? Because
it could be both. It could be a weird coincidence. I mean, there's another Niobe book out there. It's called Niobe She Is Life, and it's spelled completely different. It's two completely different.
Yeah, we're good friends with Sebastian. Yeah, Sebastian.
But the other thing that
Stranger
could be
Comics.
happening here is that the bigger company stole from the smaller guy.
That's true.
But here's the thing, though. I don't think Tony. By the way, Uncanny Valley is the reason why I bring this up is because
it's Tony Fleece, right?
Uncanny Valley is Tony Fleece's work, and it's his baby. And it just kind of, maybe it's because I'm a Tony Fleece guy, and I saw this and I just kind of got a little I got a bad taste in my mouth over it.
Excuse me, Brian. Because it's Imagine X who spreads his legs like a cheap fucking whore. I had dealings with him on eBay, and it just really left an awful taste in my mouth. So I'm gonna take it with a grain of salt. He can go fuck himself.
Well, he goes, this project got derailed when the Clearwater police tried to come after me for exercising my First Amendment rights, and I basically had to become my own lawyer. But that was a 6-month process that took up all my time, and that's when this other book came out. Anyways, I've got another new title I've been working on since my case was dismissed, which I might try to actually get copyrighted this time around. But I'm pretty excited about it. If it weren't for the brain surgery I just had, it might have come out this year, but I hope to release it in 2025. So, I don't know. It's just,
he's mistaken about how copyrights work. If I put out a piece of work, right, it is automatically copyrighted. It's known as a non-registered copyright. It exists, it's copyright. If I draw a picture, it exists, it is copyright. If I write a poem, it exists, it is copyrighted by law. However, what he's talking about is a registered copyright where you send in the work to the government, which I've done with my own books, and they send you a little certification. So in case that if you do have to go to court, you have something that is on your side.
Yeah.
You know how
they're only like $40 unless they raise the price.
Mine was like $50 to do. It's not, you know what I mean?
Brian, do you know how long Tony Fleece was working on that project? Maybe he found out about the project before, and that's why he made this book. So when Fleece came out with it, he just happened to have the same name on his title.
So explain that again.
So let me. You said it's Tony Fleece's baby, right?
Yeah,
so he must have been talking about it with other people before he brought the project to life. So what if he heard about the project?
Who heard about it?
Book, the guy who made the other book made his book with the same name, knowing that Fleece is working on something similar. And when Fleece came out with it, now he's saying "Oh, look at this coincidence." But I'm also sick, so this way maybe it's going to give him a reason if he needs to go after him. He's not doing it on purpose in that way.
I don't know. I think it was just dumb luck, but I think him putting out a post about it to try and like not infer. Seldom gets so mad at me when I say infer. What's another term I'm looking for? To make people think that like
Imply.
To imply. Thank you. Stoner logic.
I got your back.
It's very interesting. He's kind of implying that there's something going on here, which I don't think there is. Well,
the implication is they stole his title. That's what he's trying to say.
You got it. Boom.
This just seems like a attention whore grabbing 101.
Yeah.
And I know things about being an attention whore.
Speaking of implying of stealing IP, we got Piggy Spanks in the house. What's the update on what's going on with the lawsuit and stuff, Hartman? You got anything? You got any updates for us? For those of you guys don't know, Piggy Bank Cards, which is one of the biggest custom card manufacturing sites or social media accounts, is going after Hartman for making a parody of piggy banks called Piggy Spanks. He says, nothing yet. Card Care is talking shit on Twitter. Card Carver. Who's Card Carver? Let's go take a look. Let's go see if there's any updates from our boy Paul Lesko on this one. All right, let's see. Here's Card Carver.
Piggy Spanks. I like the name.
Yeah. I don't see anything for Card Carver.
At the Card Carver?
Oh, at the Card Carver. Thank you.
I can find anybody. I'm joking.
There we go. At the Card Carver. Boom. Is this his Twitter?
I think so.
Try his Instagram.
Yeah, maybe.
He's another custom card guy.
No, I don't. I mean, he's a card dude. I don't see
Piggy
anything.
Spanks. Give us his Twitter.
There we go. Card Cave?
No. Hey, I'll send it to you in the chat. I think it's this. I'll put it in the private chat.
Dope. His Twitter is where he's talking shit. But what is his Twitter, bro?
I think it's in the. I put it in the private chat. I think it's that. Is that it?
That's
right?
it. At the Card Carver. I don't know why that didn't come up for me.
No, I've been scrolling here. I haven't seen anything. I mean, I'm not the biggest X guy or Twitter guy, whatever you want to call it. I mean, I'm wait. I mean, they don't do it. I guess I should sort it. You even sort this shit by. Yeah, I don't see anything, but I mean, who knows? You could delete stuff. Yeah.
Great combo with Piggy Banks yesterday, going way up this year. That's the only thing I see there.
Where?
Right there.
Oh, right here. Great convo with Piggy Banks yesterday. We going way up this year. So he is part of Piggy Banks. It looks like. Yeah. That's interesting. Well, you have to give us updates, Hartman, on what's going on with all that, because that's very interesting. One of our own caught in a lawsuit in the card hobby, which is very interesting. Make sure you guys go show Hartman some love on IG. Did they take your Hartman Cards account away too, or your Cartier West account? They probably took them all away. Probably went after all that shit. But anyways, that is a very short drama alert this week, which is nice and easy. And you know how we do this. Yeah, nice and easy, summer breezy. You know how we do this.
Can you hear me out there? Don't be squirting water at me. I'm gonna fuck your girlfriend, pal.
Booty daddy.
That's Diamond
David Lee Roth.
Diamond David Lee Roth, yeah.
Is it
You never
David Lee
seen
Roth?
that?
Well, David Lee Roth, you're the man.
Yeah. Oh, I did have one more that I should have talked about, but I'll save that for next week. Anyways, pickups. I finally have some pickups, and I left them downstairs. So, any of you guys got any pickups?
I got pickups. You want to roll with them?
Yeah. Let me run downstairs. I'm gonna put you in the big spot. I'll be right back
on the big stream.
Yep. All right. Here we go.
I hardly ever go out anymore and actually pick up comics. So like I had like 2 weeks off of work, so I actually went and bought things and got things. So I guess some stuff I didn't buy. I just picked up stuff because I got a great stuff. Not that. This go. So I didn't show these on Brian's show, but picked up a little Atomic Comics action with Matt Baker. So I buy Golden Age stuff because no one else does, and I'm a loser. So a little Atomic Comics action. Little Crimes by Women, this is one of the Crimes by Women that she's not actually doing a crime, she's getting thrown out of a car. So I always like this one. I like a couple other Crimes by Women covers too. But I went to this coin shop. They have like Pokemon cards in the front and coins and all this other stuff. Well, he had comic books in the bag. I'm like, how many do you have? Like 10? I don't know. He's I got thousands. I'm like, cool. So he went through all these boxes and like some of them weren't bagged and boarded. I'll save these for Brian because when he gets back. So I picked up so I bought, I don't know, call it 50, 60 books for like $230. He had buy two, get one free. And it was like $324 or something, or $356. And I said, just take 33% off or something. I was like, I'm not going to sit here and spend 7 hours trying to calculate all this stuff. So cool, McFarlane Spider-Man. I just picked it up because, it's McFarlane Spider-Man. I got it for like literally like $1. So that picked up these free comic book day stuff. I don't know if it's actually
Invincible.
really popular.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just buy
That's a cool
shit.
book.
Punisher with a newsstand in it. So it's not 9.8 by any stretch of the imagination, but for the cheap I got it for. More McFarlane Spider-Man stuff. Can't rack stuff. So McFarlane Spider-Man. I just bought that. This is worth nothing, but still, it's a newsstand of that. Remember this book, X-Men Adventures 1. No one,
Hell yeah.
We'll save that. I just bought this because it said adults only, but leather and lace.
Ooh,
leather
nice.
and lace stuff.
That's a great book.
Yeah. So I got this for like $3. So
I want the film rights for that.
Yeah. Everybody remembers this book, but it's not so much, but still, whatever.
Classic Joe cover.
A little Spider-Man movie, and it's got the old Cashmans from Bay City way back in the day.
Sick, dude.
Yeah, I thought it's cool. These are really cool pickups. A whole set of Wolverines.
Wow.
So I bought all this stuff for like $200. So and then this one's like really nice. These other ones have spine texture all blown out, but this one's actually really nice. So got that. Just an annual Spider-Man. Whatever. I was just picking up stuff at the end of the day.
Nice.
Yeah, Wolverine 10. A little Star Thundercats, right?
Dude, this is a great haul, bro.
Yeah, come on, baby. I got to do things. I'll show my stuff out here. X Factor 6. Who cares, right? Little Spider-Man, McFarlane, right? Wolverine 8. This is you. This is all you, Brian. Picked it up for you. Little free comic book day, first half of General Grievous, right?
Yeah.
So,
that's sick, bro.
And then little Wolverine 1. Pick that up. And then the criminal crime was I picked up all these Thrasher comics for like $5 a piece. It was funny because like on eBay they're like $5 and like $85. So it's like I have 7, 5, 2, 6, and 4. So I'm not getting the whole run, but whatever, right?
That's huge, dude. That's huge. Yeah. And they're already spoken for, you guys. So just so you know.
Yeah.
Spoken
and
for.
Then I don't show too much on Brian's channel, but I picked up like Uncanny. This is not a separate haul from all the videos.
That's score. That's a big score, bro. That's a
these
nice.
aren't from that haul. Yeah, they're not from that haul, but this is like a rare. Me and Carter were talking about Hawkeye Mockingbird variant with Doom on it, which is hard to find. And then
that Hawkeye for the benefit the people who are visually impaired.
Yeah. Oh, Hawkeye Mockingbird #1 variant edition from probably like 2013 probably or something like that. Like an
Now
old
I know
ass
what
book.
you're talking about. Thanks, Dina.
Yeah. So it's that one. Hawkeye Mockingbird. It's got Doom on the cover. It's one of those short runs that nobody really builds. And then I picked these up when I was in Carter.
Those are
Liefeld.
dope.
Yeah,
dude,
so I got them.
especially that marionette one's really good.
So that's Bomber Comics #3 from like 1940. It's like I think it has like less than 40 on the census. This is Crown Comics #1. I just bought it because it was a #1, but it's still selling that and all that cool stuff. So
That's sick.
yeah, I just buy stupid shit like that. So
not bad.
You want to show my big thing I bought for people?
Yeah, hell yeah,
$20.
I do.
So $20 on eBay. Secret Operative Dan Dunn is like a first comic book with original art and original stories in it. The comic book back in the day before that was all reprints of other stories. It could be like Moby Dick or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So that the book sells for like $3,000 roughly. You know, it's hard to find. You never find them. So I bought the 1935 newspaper that has the what you call it, promo, I guess.
Yeah.
Detective Dan Dunn, Secret Operative 40. I got it for $20 on eBay. So
that's sick, dude. How are you going to store? What are you going to do with it? How are you going to store it?
I don't know yet. It came in like a little triangle box, you know, like a USPS triangle box. I might just put it back in there. I don't know yet. I didn't know how massive it was going to be, honest. I'm like, oh, maybe I can get it graded, but I can't get this fucking thing graded. It's the size of the goddamn newspaper. So
put it in a frame, dude.
Yeah, I can put it in a frame. It's like it's already starting. I mean, it's from 35. I mean, it's fucked from, you know, it's not like mint condition, but like it's like put it in a frame to like keep it from deteriorating more.
Take it to Michael's, bro, on a 75% off framing day and throw UV glass, museum glass on it, and that'd be a cool piece, dude.
Because I was like, you know, we always talk about it. I mean, me and Longshore were talking about it. It's like, how many, you know, coming comics, right? So in comics, like, nobody cares about promo stuff, right? It's like it's like a niche, right? It's like first Spawn promo, first all that crap. But it's like, I don't know. I just took a gamble for $20. So, I don't know.
Yeah, that's
$20.
That's a score, bro. That's a major score. Anybody else got any pickups?
I got pickup.
All right.
So recently, Joe Rubenstein been doing a lot of sketches, and he's been throwing them on eBay. I don't know if it's his account or he has somebody else's account that sell his sketches. So I picked up these two things last week and came in a few days ago. The only thing I have about the sketches is I didn't know that, but apparently he doesn't throw anything away. He believes in the recycling, I guess. So he drew the sketches on the old comic book boards, and they all have like dirt and scuffs like on different sides. Like you can see like the dirt. I don't know if you can see because of the glare, but the sketches are really cool, and I also picked up this one as well.
Joe Rubenstein.
Yeah,
that was
sick,
good.
Man.
Yeah.
How much were they?
So, these I think were like 80 and 90. One
That's
of them.
not bad.
Most of his sketches go anywhere from like 80 to like $150. I missed one that he did from Wolverine, the Miller one, with the claw. He made one a few days later, and it instantly sold for $300.
You looking for any Ramita sketches?
I also got CGC New York Comic Con, my final submission over the weekend, so I'll share it with you guys. So this is Crane. Man, the glare is really bad.
You got to hold it sideways, kind of. You got to angle it. Yeah, angle it. If you angle
bring
it,
the top, like yeah.
It's a Crane. What was it? The Silver Surfer Rebirth, and it's signed by him with like, oh my god, this glare is really bad.
yeah. If you hold it sideways like this, Igor, it'll get rid of the glare. If you hold it sideways like this. Like this?
Oh, like that?
Yeah. The more you do that, the less glare you have. There you go.
Okay. So I got that, and I got this one right here.
Oh, that's cool. Nice.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I'll send a post in a private chat. You want to open that up, Brian? You looking for John Romita stuff? Like John Romita sketches?
Igor?
What
oh, I'm sorry. Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, of course. What kind of sketches?
So like John Romita sketches. So they were sketched by Romita and they were inked by Scott Hanna, I guess.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Those are nice.
The Venom's like $450. The Spider-Man's $550. I think the other two sold, but I mean,
wow.
That's
nice.
not bad. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not a bad price.
Yeah.
They had that Hero for Heroes, like I think last month. I picked up a really nice two OAs. Actually, I'll show you. Just give me 1 second. As well, one of them is a issue. I think like a back of an issue of a comic book, and the other one is by. Oh my God! 1 second. Probably my favorite pickups of last year. Sorry. So this is one OA. It's a front page of a back of a front cover. And
who did it?
This one is
Lepresti?
Torres. Says 24. I'm not sure the exact artist name, to be honest. I just really like the cover, and this is Mark Bagley, and he did it specifically for the Heroes for Heroes. He did the sketch, and he donated it,
Nice.
and I picked it up. Yeah.
Not bad. Not bad. Larry, you got any pickups, Maine?
I do. I was just getting my camera ready. I don't go on camera much anymore. Forgive me, I have not shaved, so I'm looking like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo today.
Yeah, you look great.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, let's see if this can get me. All right, cool. Is my green screen still on? Does it think I saw the green screen? Yeah. All right, you got me there, big Bri?
Yep.
So these are things I just, over the last week or two, I did a workshop locally with a Marvel artist. His name is Nick Bradshaw.
Oh,
his
yeah,
girlfriend
Nick Bradshaw.
Danica, she draws for his girlfriend Danica draws for Conan with Jim Zub's Titan Comics. She's doing a bunch of Conan stuff right now. So when I was at this workshop, because they're locals to me, we live in the same city. Nick gifted me 4 issues of his own series called Bermuda.
That's sick.
These are all from so Nick gave me all these when we were at the thingy together.
He's a great artist.
Right. Hopefully we can get him to do something with us in the future. I've asked him. Nothing's in. I can't make an announcement or anything, but hopefully we can get Nick doing something with us in the future. Picked this one up a little while ago. This is my spec book. This is my first appearance of Luna Snow from the Marvel Rivals game.
Yeah.
Right.
Nice
Got that
book.
for $20 Canadian. So I figured it's probably gone up by now.
Yeah. Great series.
And then just, some back issue, just nothing too spectacular, but just kind of cool image here. Jade from Chaos Comics.
Yeah. That's dope.
Some old school shit there, right? Common America number 7. Out from Antarctic Press.
Nice.
And what else do we got here? A couple of more back issues that I picked up, trying to fulfill my my Witchblade run.
I got a bunch of Witchblade if you're looking for Witchblade.
Yeah, we got Witchblade 91 and 44 here. So I'm putting together that full run. I also picked up Critter. Ooh, almost dropped the book there. Critter number 6.
Big shout out.
Antarctic Press.
Yeah, big shout out to Tom Hutchinson.
Tom Hutchinson, man. So he's already done 22 issues of this previously, but he's bringing them back to shops because he had done a lot of them through just Kickstarter.
Big Dog
Now
Inc.
they're hitting the shelves, right?
Yeah, Big Dog Inc.
Big Dog Inc., man. Partner with Antarctic Press. I'm glad to share a publishing label with those fine folks. Got a couple. Yeah, Nick Barucci on not that long ago. These were just a couple of the Red Sonias I picked up recently.
Linsner.
Of course, Joseph Michael Linsner covers, right? And last but not least, is just, the one Marvel comic I kind of get right now until till Magic comes out is just my X-Men stuff. So we got Rogue there.
Yeah, nice
The
Lobos.
X-Men.
Is that Lobos? I think that's Lobos.
I think that's Terry Dotson, isn't it?
No, I think that's Lobos. What does it say? What is the?
I don't know. I don't have my spectacles on, so I can't really see it.
Yeah, I think it's Lobos.
Someone in the chat will know who did this great cover of Rogue.
Yeah,
and then we
Lobos.
have X-Men. I think that's
Stegman.
8. And then
Adam
the newest
Hughes.
one.
That was Hughes.
Adam Hughes. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So those are just some of the recent pickups. And then
Yeah.
plus I got, if anyone's interested, I have a whole stack load of comp copies for Niobe from Antarctic Press that we're looking to sell here. I mean, I got a lot of them. So
If anybody's interested on any of the Antarctic Press Niobe books, hit them up.
Yeah, this is my zone, man. This is my big mess. Welcome to
What which blades you looking for, my man? I got a bunch.
Well,
of them
right
down.
now I got the first 14, so I need number 15 for sure. That's on my hit list.
Okay.
And then I got up until about 44, 45, and then like the run is sort of spotty from there. So I got to like actually make the list and see what I need.
Okay, I'm in mid-20s here, so I picked up a collection and it had a bunch of like Witchblade, Tales of Witchblade shit. Like, you know, I got Purgatory from Chaos. I got like just random shit. I've been like, I'll just give them to you. I don't even care. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you have the collection I would probably love to just like crawl through for a day. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
I don't even care, dude. I would give them away to people because I got them in a collection. I can't remember what else. I got them all in this. I'll show you. I got like all this crap in this short box right here. Shit, I don't even know at the end of the day what it is. So like a bunch of. So you could just look. He collected like Tomb Raider,
all those Michael Turner Tomb Raider Witchblade crossovers. And stuff like
he's
that.
all about that shit, man. He was like Tomb Raiders and Buffy the Vampire Slayers, and
I got a whole run of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I gotta
and all
sell.
this shit. Like I got like Chaos Purgatory stuff. Like
You got it all, man.
wow.
That's my era of books, right? From like 80s, 90s X-Men, but like the bad girl stuff. It was Evangeline, Darkchild, Witchblade, Dawn, Gen 13, Billy Tucci, She. You know what I mean? Absolutely.
Dude, this is your box
I'm putting
written all
together
over.
Gen 13 right now.
I mean, that's why we make our own comic. We made our own bad girl / good girl comics, you know?
Yeah, I got this is the box for you then, brother. Witchblade, Tomb Raider stuff, dude.
Yeah, man, that is the box for me. Shit.
I'll send
You
it
got
to you.
any pickups, Adam?
I do, but I'm not gonna have them the next week.
All right, brother.
Brian, can
I just bought a few things off of eBay today. Which
Shout out to my brothers from a different mother, Christian and Pete, both in the chat from my show. Good to see you guys hanging around.
Oh yeah, yeah. Go ahead, Igor.
Yeah, so these 2 books I also picked up at New York Comic Con, and it's probably was one of my favorite covers at New York Comic Con.
Oh yeah, there's the Carla Cohen. Nice.
So this is the one in out of 100, and this one is the foil version of it, 1 out of 20.
Nice. Very cool.
It was definitely one of my favorite of the New York Comic Con covers, especially by her.
Ladies and gentlemen,
she
bringing
killed that cover.
Locke to the stage. What's going on, Locke? How you doing, brother?
We got a big announcement for you then, Brian. Shit. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, you guys all know my good buddy Locke here, right? He's doing an awesome carnage. Well, Locke has done and turned in his cover for Niobe Outbreak number 4.
That's
Locke
awesome.
is part of the team now. We hired him, we got him on board. And if you like to see it, I will show it to you.
I would love to see it, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, give me 1 second. We'll bring it up.
By the way, you guys check out Locke's IG, Mad Monkey Love. He's a great artist. He does comic art and sketches and card art and sketches. What you working on here, brother?
Just playing around with some paper.
That's cool.
So I'll
Very
show
cool.
this to you guys. Just understand that it's not colored yet.
Okay.
But it's in the queue to be colored.
Okay.
Done by our very own Locke Nguyen.
That is sick. Nice.
Right. Great action. We got Donna. We got Niobe coming through the portal. They're fighting in this high-tech prison facility that's meant to keep in superpowered beings, you know? Big, huge jail breakout scene is happening here.
That's
Locke
dope.
did a tremendous job, not only with the backgrounds, but with the clothing, the textures, the action. He's caught everything that I was hoping he would put in Discovery. He did a great job.
That's
There's
beautiful.
a background here.
Pardon me?
There's a background here.
Well, there is a background. Look at all the all the railings, the buildings, and when this gets colored, it'll pop even more. You know what I mean? So I can't wait to see what happens. Yeah.
It's gorgeous, really good.
Yeah, that's dope.
Pete, hit me up on IG if you need a Tomb Raider. I'll probably just give it to you. I don't even care.
So
he's a really good buddy of mine. He wants that Tomb Raider book some bad, bro.
Oh, I don't care, dude.
So I was telling people the other day, I found this going through the collection. This will be on the eBay,
sick,
part of the
dude.
collection. Yeah. So if anybody's looking for one of these, I would keep if you were to buy this, I would keep this sealed because it looks like the book might have. It doesn't look like a color breaking tick, but you would definitely have to give it a press. And I always like to keep these sealed and just buy one of these in 9/8. But it doesn't look like there's any color breaking ticks on
What
it.
is that, bro?
It's the Spider-Man 2099 Toy Biz.
It's a Toy Biz?
Yeah, it's actually
sealed with the figure?
It's the figure mint on card and the book's behind the figure. But there's no color breaking spine ticks, but you can see how there's the.
And you're beyond Wednesdays on eBay?
Well, you don't have to buy it if you want it. You don't have to buy it off eBay, Adam. Just let me know. I think it's probably going to be like I got to look at what they're selling for, but I imagine around like $150 or something like that. So
yeah, I mean for that book, I mean me and Carter was talking about that book because he's a toy dude too, and it's like for that book, unless you buy a 9/8, I would just buy this figure with it. You're gonna get it for cheaper and be done with it.
Yeah. And then this big shout out to my boy Dennis Barger, who sent me this as a Christmas present. This is Delivery Boy cool. Man. Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah. Very, very tough San Diego Comic-Con variant for the Bongoverse Futurama.
Nice.
So yeah.
We got to do an Action 1 cover swipe sometime.
This is crazy. So my boy James
Hive Comics, James.
Oh my God, from Hive Comics. You guys, he sent me a Christmas present that is amazing. He sent me these. Sick. It's a comic series called Decoy. And it looks like it's independently published, like self-published maybe. So I don't know much about it, but I'm going to check it out. It's an alien book. It's got a Chiodas cover, which is very, very cool. As you can see here, and by the way,
People
James
are claiming
is
your books in the chat, Brian.
James joining us right now. What's up, brother?
Oh, nice.
What up? I heard my ears were itching.
Well, we're talking about your gifts that you sent me. This is the Chiodas cover, and then here we go. There's another issue, and then that one. This one's really cool right here. I like this one. So these are all the Decoy books, but this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is going to. This fucking blew me away. So, Garbage Pail Kids Origins. You see what it says right there? Remarked edition, right? And speaking of Ken Hazer.
Damn. That's
look
awesome.
at that.
Oh,
That's sick.
That's awesome.
New Wave Dave.
Man.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
I was blown away, James. This is fucking amazing, bro. Thank you so much for this.
Oh, you're welcome, brother.
Look at that.
Wow. Ken Henshaw does some really cool remarks. Like he's been
does.
He's been with Dynamite for a long time, and he's really good.
So that will I gotta figure out a cool way to display that somehow. And speaking of Garbage Pail Kids, did anybody get their Atom Bomb birthday bash anniversary of the Garbage Pail Kids 40th anniversary? Yeah, 40th anniversary of the Garbage Pail Kids. Atom Bomb birthday bash from Get a Grip. It was a special I think they were $20 a piece, and it comes in an envelope. This one's I'm going to leave unopened, but I'm going to show you guys what's in this. This is crazy. They did something super cool. So you get these special birthday invitations, right? It says, dear, and you can put your name in there. Let's celebrate 40 years of the Garbage Pail Kids. Use your X-ray specs to find a secret code on your Garbage Pail Kids cards and follow the instructions, right? So they give you this right here, okay? And they give you this mask, this cool little like atom bomb thing mask. But you look at this through they send you these X-ray specs, right?
Oh, I thought they'd be oversized, goofy ones like the 80s ones. Like
No. And you look through it, right? And it basically says, check the balloon. And there was a balloon that came with it, right? And I'm looking at the balloon, and there's like a face on there. And then where the mouth is, it says look inside. You see that? You have to blow it up. And when you blow it up, it says look inside. And when you look inside, this is in there. This little QR code falls out, right? And the QR code gives you all this cool shit. But you also get this. So the QR code gives you a sign up to, if you guys want to go ahead and scan it. There you go. And you guys can sign up for all the free goodies that it's like an email list, and it'll let you know when they do anything cool, get a grip stuff for the birthday stuff. And then you get this card, but more importantly, you get a Atom Bomb Birthday Bash Atomic Art Print. And it's a pack, and you open it up like a pack of cards. Trying to save this here. And you get a chance to get different refractors, and I got one of the atomic refractors. Let's see if you can see this here. There you go.
That's cool.
Yeah. Of the Atom Bomb birthday card. So pretty dope.
Cool.
For $20, they did something really fun with it. It was super cool. It was a really good idea, and I'm glad they did it. And for Garbage Pail Kids fans, it was super cool. And just the idea of having people like find out where this the balloon part, the X-ray specs, all that shit. What up, Yee?
What's going on, Brian? What's up, panel?
What's up?
What's up?
And then finally, from my boy Sans Comic Group, I got a book I've been looking to pick up for a long time, and he had it on his IG, and I saw it pop up on his IG, and I just said, "Screw it! I'm gonna take a shot at it." A classic, almost 10 House of Stein book. Amputee Love.
Wow.
Oh wow! Yes,
Nice.
I remember that book. I haven't seen that in ages since I was.
Bro, I read this. I went through it. It is fucking crazy. Absolutely crazy.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how crazy?
Like amputee porn crazy.
Awesome.
The type of shit that gets you canceled crazy.
Alright, so I can make a good porn parody out of it. Sweet.
Like using nubs and legless chicks. And
wait, so someone sent you this?
I bought this from Sans Comic Group. He had it on his IG as a claim sale, and I said I'll take it.
Dude, high grades are like really expensive, man. Like there's like a 9.0 on eBay for like $500.
Yeah, this isn't high grade. It's got some spine ticks. It's It's got quite a
That's
few
cool.
spine ticks, but I don't care, dude. It's an old school Last Gasp from the 70s. Here's what this says on the inside. It says, "What you have in your hands is a most exciting and liberating book. This is a graphic novel about a woman amputee and her friends. The authoress, a double amputee, is Renee, and her husband Rich did the illustrations." So it's written by the actual story is written by the person who is in the story. It says the cover is by Brent Bates, using authentic amputated limbs as models. All of us are interested in what you think of this first issue of Amputee Love. We welcome any of your suggestions and comments. If you are an amputee or have had any interesting experiences with them, we would like to hear from you. Ronald Turner, publisher. And then there's this thing from a big write-up. It's from a clinical instructor, the Department of Family Medicine at Stanford Medical School, talking about, it says, "When I was studying in Paris 10 years ago, one of my best friends was an amputee." And then she tells the story about, porn and sexual encounters with amputee people. 1975, Last Gasp Publishing.
Awesome.
I don't think they did any issues afterwards. But yeah,
they probably didn't get enough people to write in stories.
The back is cool too, so I can't wait to put it in a clear backing board because it's got all these funny little, things that are going on in the zeitgeist at that time. Don't bogart that joint. I don't know how many of you guys have ever used that term, but that term is such a major term. And I've always wondered where that came from. Don't bogart that. And the only thing I can think of is Humphrey Bogart always had a cigarette, either in his mouth or in his hand. So if you guys know, if you're in a smoking circle and somebody's just sitting there talking while they're holding the joint and they're not passing it, they're called a bogart. So busted by the dummy charges of the feds, the hash man, coke, you may cop 10 pounds of rock cocaine at $2,000 a pound, like little advertisements.
Those are funny,
right?
That's great.
Oh, do you would be cool with those, like T-shirts?
Yes, bro.
Yeah, that'd be sick too.
Yeah.
Yes, bro. You're right. We should do that.
Forgive me, I'm just thinking of all the amputee porn I can make right now.
Classic amputee love cover, baby. Look at that.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Rubbing on the nubs. Look at the background. The guy's got his he's an amputee, but he's got his crutches. Anyways. Yeah. So
Crutches.
that is pickups. I'm glad we got a bunch of people here because we're going to get into our main topic, and this is a great topic to get into with all you guys. All right. 2025 collecting goals. Now, we all change all of our goals, of collecting change throughout the years. And I think 2025 is an interesting year for a lot of people, with the way the world is, the economy, this and that. I think one of my collecting goals is to buy less, but when I do buy, make sure that it's something that I really want. I don't want to be spending money on useless shit as much as possible. And that's hard for me. Like, I'm the type of guy that goes and spends, $40 on Hero magazine because I see it on the Almost 10, from Stein. Like, I'm that type of guy.
During the show.
Yeah. So, like, that's one of my collecting goals of this year, is to be really smart about even when it comes to like $20, $5, like, I don't want to spend useless, and that includes stuff that I buy to sell and stuff for my PC. Any of your guys' thoughts on that? What are you guys' thoughts on spending money in the new year and buying stuff?
Oh, I definitely don't disagree. Like I opened one of those Tops Otani 50/50 boxes, and I should have just sold it sealed.
I
Like,
told you.
Yeah, I mean, I bought 2 boxes and I saved 1 still,
Yeah.
so I still have 1. I mean, like I still hit it out of 25, so I mean that's gonna make my money back on at least the box I did open. But
Yeah,
now
but
I'm
the hit
stuck.
rate was terrible in that whole box.
Yeah, I mean, but now I'm stuck with a giant pile of base cards of like Otani's
exactly
50 stolen bases and 50 home runs. Like, what am I gonna do with that? Besides, I mean, I could probably put a set together now that I almost have most of them by just opening 1 box. Like,
yeah, maybe put a set together and try and sell the set because that's the only way you're going to salvage any money from it. James, you were just talking about that the other day. Did you end up selling your box or did you open it?
I'm going to hold mine until the beginning of the baseball season.
Okay.
That's smart. Oh, and especially since more 1-of-1s haven't popped out, or I haven't heard of any.
Exactly. So I'm going to hold mine. I'm not going to open it though.
Smart. Yes, smart. Anybody else collecting goals?
I'm with you in the sense of less is more, right? I mean, for me, I'm more about selling anyway. I want people to collect my comic for sure, but I'm not out going to be buying a shitload of stuff. I got 4 or 5 books on my pull list. That's good enough. That's probably too much as it is right now. I'm really looking at my collection to see what can go. I'm 50 years old. This stuff isn't coming to the grave with me. I'm not going to build a tomb and bury myself in my comics. So, and I don't want to leave a mess for someone else to sort of take care of when I'm gone, because no one around me knows anything about this. So I've enjoyed it, had fun with it, but I think if there's going to be a time to cash out, it might be soon.
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree. I also think the same way. Like I was buying a lot of cool stuff, but like every time I look at it, it's like, yeah, it's cool, but my kids don't care about it. So how much cool stuff do I really need? So definitely going to thin out my collection, but probably try to pick up more OAs if possible. But with every year, they're just getting more and more expensive. So it's not as easy a jump as I thought it would be, but I definitely slowly working towards that.
Yeah. Anybody else?
One of my goals for this year is I want to rebuild some of my T-shirt collection from high school. I'm starting to look on eBay for vintage T-shirts. I've just been having fun with it.
That's a cool thing, James.
I'm consolidating my stuff down. Kind of the same thing. Like I've just got too much that I've collected over the last 5 or 6 years. I have been investing a lot of it back into art. That's going to keep going, but for some stupid reason, I think I'm going to start on a Superman pre-issue 100 collection.
That's cool.
So,
that's smart.
Nice.
It's very smart.
I want to work on that.
Yeah,
and
Dino?
more Spirit Weekly stuff, of course.
Yeah.
My obscure magazine things.
So you're gonna start collecting like vintage Superman on the lead up to the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Horrible timing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you could start it after the movie releases. I mean,
I'll just pick it up as
right?
I see it. But there's been a couple of ones that popped up locally, and I snagged one today. But yeah, I'm just gonna start as they present themselves. I'll start buying them up.
I mean, I'm getting closer and closer to that Jaw Rainbow. So, I mean, like, I'm not going to get, like, 5 different out of 10s and 6 different 1-of-1s. Like, one of each of those are good enough for me. So, since I'm so close, I think my focus is going to try to complete that, like, probably after basketball season, to be honest.
Dino, you got anything?
Me, I went with Carter. I did a lot of trading, so I'll probably just keep trading, man. Just trade, buy the books I want to buy. Things I don't see, like I said in there earlier, like Crown stuff I don't see, I'll just trade for. And I don't think I'm buying a lot, but when I do buy it, I buy stuff that's either popped or good deals. I'm not out trying to, I don't even know how many boxes I got now. probably 4 graded boxes and like 10 short boxes. I don't know. So
Yeah. What about you, Locke?
The only thing I've been buying a lot of is like I need it for work is basically sketch covers, blanks, right?
Yep.
I'm still buying them. It's just that usually I buy 3. I'm cutting it down to 2 because their price has gone up. It used to be $4.99. They're almost like $10 now, right? So that's the only thing. That's what I notice, anyways.
Yeah.
Well, they're using a lot of cardstock.
Excuse me, Locke,
photos.
hit me up. I can hook you up with blanks.
Yeah. I've been doing that with Cali Comics out in California because that's where he gets. He gets. I don't know what it is with California. They always get certain blanks that I don't know why I don't get here because I usually order a lot of my stuff through my LCS through Preview World. Whenever something gets posted, I put it in. But it's like anything coming up to Canada. It's a little bit more pricey. So. Yeah.
So hit me up. I can hook you up with like older blanks going back all the way to 2010ish.
Yeah. I try not to go beyond 2013. That's when the cover is just shit. Excuse my French.
I think that
paper type.
Right? I think
paper quality.
I think that most people are also thinking about like what they're going to buy. I know a lot of people are talking about selling stuff. Selling their collections. I've seen a lot of people in the chats talk about that, but also like what James said, how he's going after early Superman stuff. I think that the smart buy is still, and like Dino said, those Golden Age books. They don't have to be keys. They don't have to be major characters, but people are starting to realize more and more how many silver, not as much Silver Age, but bronze, copper, modern, printed of those books there are. There's so many of them out there. There's so many Hulk 181s out there. There's so many Spider-Man 300s out there. There's so many Spawn ones out there. They're still great books, and they're always liquid. You're always going to be able to sell them, but they're not rare. And people, smart buyers, I think, are looking at the Golden Age stuff and saying, okay, we're going to start seeing the market fall. The market's doing this. It's taking a dive, a complete nosedive. And
I mean, Schomburg's right now are like $400. Bakers are like 2 G's, and it's like, yeah, that's a lot of money. But like I was talking like Doc Joe, if I had like 50 grand laying around, I'd just buy every Golden Age book I could find. Like right now, like there was like a, what was I looking at? I think it was on my want list a couple ago. It was like some insane book. It was like a 7.5. The guy wanted $2 grand for it. It was insane. Like high grade Golden Age for like in the modern world of nothingness. Like where that book, if it was a 9.8 of some kind of rare modern, it's like 10 grand, but it's a Golden Age book that nobody knows about or cares about, and it's $2 grand.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, even at a 7.5 too, that could be the top of the census.
Yeah.
Yeah, that old stuff is so much more rare, and it's becoming more accessible. I was having a conversation with JSS Brooklyn the other day, and we were talking about how a lot of that stuff that Golden Age stuff is getting back into prices that are within reach for a lot of those books.
Put it in the chat. This is my comment. You can show it. I don't care. It's $28.50. 6.0. I'm not saying this can't be the top of the boat, but I mean, this again, like a couple years ago, was a couple $100, and yeah, it's gone up because you don't really see it. But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I've been looking for stuff like this.
Oh, I love this book, bro.
Yeah, so it's 6.0 of True Crime Comics 3. Like it's rad, it's dope, it's classic cover. Yeah. So.
For how much?
I'm still trying to wrap my head around $400 for a Schomburg because that's a great deal, and Schomburg was a sweetheart.
Yeah. So True Comics like 3 is like it's dope. It's a classic iconic cover, obviously, and it's like $28.50 for a 6.0. It's like,
that's a steal.
Yeah.
But here's the interesting stuff. Like this stuff is still going to continue to drop. Mm-hmm. So, we always get that FOMO, and we're always thinking, oh, this and that. How much do you think this is going to continue to drop all year? Do you think we're going to see it continue to drop in all, bronze, copper, silver, golden age? Do you think it's all going to start dropping? Is the golden age going to start evening out? What are your thoughts on that, Dino?
Well, I think the golden age. I think we're low. I don't know like how low is low. It's like the same thing in the modern world. Like UF4 was $40,000. Now you can get it for like $9,000. So it's like, I think it's interesting because like the golden age is like what's the bottom of the bottom, and it's like even if you miss a little bit, I mean you can still recover. So say it goes up to 3,200 or something. It's not terrible. It's not like it's going out like $10,000. But I just think, like you said, those books are just so rare, and it's like you take that to a con, like a big boy con like New York or Charlotte or something like that, or Heroes Con, or you could get rid of that book. Some old guy's gonna kind of it might take a while, but I think those are more. I mean, how many people are looking at UF4 variants right now? Nobody. Well, how many people are looking for modern variants? Not too many people.
Yeah. You mentioned that UF4, and I think we talked about that the other day, where that book is down 80%, 80%. That's crazy.
And I don't care if Miles comes in. If Miles comes in the movies, it's like Lobo, right? So many of those books can just post immediately. It's not like a Do Auto 667 where it's like 20 in existence or whatever. A rarity of a rare variant or a Saga 1 RRP or something like that. It's like. True rarity, right? Which true rarity anymore? It's not that,
Yeah.
Yeah, 80%, man.
Can I ask you a question for Golden Age?
Yep.
What are your thoughts on collecting single pages?
So, I don't collect single pages. I would on certain things. So like Batman 1, Action Comics 1 page, like true iconic Golden Age stuff. So I picked up a Mr. Mystery. I did this. I don't know. I showed this to you, Brian. So I picked up a Mr. Mystery 13. I think it's in this box. It's one of these boxes. So I bought a coverless version of it, and then I got it. I found a cover for it, which is stupidly insane.
You're gonna marry it?
Yeah. So I didn't marry it though because I was gonna get a blue or I was gonna get a purple label if I would have married it. I think it's in this box here.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Superman books and the Superman movie, depending on what the Superman movie does and how well it's received.
Well, it's already broken records in terms of trailer views, like 40 million plus views. Like it's wild, dude.
Yeah, but also at the same, and I agree with you. The trailer was amazing. I was so, it blew me away. But they've also said that screenings have been really bad, really bad.
I don't like the sounds of this because that trailer was so epic, and even people that complain about the dog, right? Like I don't want super pets. That scene with the dog was, man, I couldn't help Brian but shed a tear.
So yeah. Screens by who? By people who actually care about this, or critics who don't care about this? Just like they talk about all the Marvel and DC movies.
Regular people.
Much higher.
Regular people. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, random people.
Yeah, it's just random people that do screenings, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I bought this. So I like a psychopath that I am. I just bought the cover back during COVID in 2020. It was just literally the cover, and I'm like, and I bought it for like $150 from this dude. And I was like, when the hell am I going to find a coverless version of a 53 book, Mr. Mystery 13, right? And I bought the coverless, there was a copy rolled up. And I think I bought it for like $80 on eBay. So I got, $300 into this? And I got a 3.0. It's detached, but whatever, man. I mean, who cares?
It looks great.
So, yeah, book correspondence it does. So it's totally detached the cover. It's not noted because they don't do that anymore, which is dumb, but that's a whole different saga for a different story.
They don't note detached cover?
No,
they got rid of that.
One would think that should be disclosed immediately.
Oh my god.
It's in the graders notes.
It's in the graders notes.
Yeah, so if you look up the serial number and stuff like that,
you gotta look at them.
Yeah, so they removed that middle
paragraph
text or whatever, like if it's like missing a page or whatever. Yeah.
So the thing too is like if I would have married this, I would have got a purple label. I don't think I would have got a conserve.
Oh, if you married it?
Yeah, or a green label probably. It probably would have been green. So I just said fuck it and just went detached and went.
That's smart. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So, but I mean, for $300. So my thing too is like we were talking about this on the Carter show. It's like I'm preserving history. I think, right? So I think I should be able to take the staples out and put the staples in. Honestly, I'm preserving the book, keeping a historical record. But for single pages, I wouldn't do it unless it's like. So I passed years ago. I passed on a Batman 1 that had the Joker panel in it.
I remember that.
Like
Yeah.
For $300, and I'm an idiot. So I would do stuff like cool stuff like that. I would do like I saw so here's a good example. Here's an eBay watch list I was looking at. So I was like, oh, this won't go for that much. Watch list. I'll show you guys. So I'm a complete psychopath on this stuff too. It's so dumb. Why do I do this to myself? Watch list. Watching.
Sharing cornbread right now, you guys. He's sharing his watch list.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm not really worried about it. Nobody really cares about what I collect anyways. Here in the private chat, you go. Right. So the cool thing about Golden Age stuff is like even if you don't have the cover, some of the splash pages are better than the cover. So this is Speed Comics number 28. I threw it in the private chat. Yeah. Oh, not that one. I don't know why that one showed up. Oh, they're doing a stupid thing where you I'll share my screen, Brian.
Okay.
Where you can't actually see it for some dumb reason. Okay. So this is Speed Comics 28. Yeah, so like I think the splash page is better than the cover. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So it's like for Golden Age stuff, so we'll look at here, we'll Speed Comics. So you actually can see what the actual cover is. When I scroll down here to 28. So I mean 28 still that's a cool cover, but I mean, but still. Some of the covers are crappy on Speed Comics, but some of the flash pages are better.
So have you ever seen a Speed Comics cover pop up?
I have not. So it's like, it's like I'd sit on that thing for probably 5, 6 years, 10 years. It's one of those things you just put in an eBay search forever.
Did you buy that?
No, I didn't. I didn't want to spend $220.
Look what a 3.0 sells for. A 3.0 sells for a grip. It sells for $7,800. You know what I mean?
I'm looking for this book. But
that's a tough
I don't want to
book.
spend $2,200. I don't want to spend $2,200 on it. It's now the thing too is a 1 in 200. And back in the day in 06, nobody was buying 200 comics of G.I. Joe. I mean, maybe Barger was, and that's about it. But for me, it's like, is that worth $2,200 right now? When you see all the other variants are 80% down, you know what I'm saying? I can see it worth $750 or something like that, or in a 9.8. I'd pay probably $750 for it, but I'm not paying $2,200.
Yeah. I'm not. I'm definitely not pulling the trigger on stuff like that because of how far the market's down.
Because it's like, and the thing too is like, if you go to somewhere and somebody puts that on a wall, 99% of America won't know what that is. People who go there won't know unless you're a G.I. Joe fan.
Yep, that would sit in a back issue bin,
or that'll sit on a wall and the guy wants $2,200 and it'll sit there forever.
Yep.
You're dying with that book. So
yeah, I love those type of books. Those are. I think my plan is to continue to find cool stuff like this, and not buy stuff that is mass produced. And then on the other end, start selling my stuff that's mass produced. I'm thinking about selling my 181. I'm going to have it cracked and pressed by Hood and sent back to get the JSA label. And I'm thinking about selling it. I'm thinking about selling a lot of my Neil Adams stuff. I'm thinking about selling a lot of my Silver Age, my Copper and Bronze Age stuff.
Oh wow!
Yeah, man, and definitely all my modern stuff, other than like my stuff that I collect, like Battle Pope and my Watcher. So I'm going to continue collecting the Watcher stuff. I'm going to continue collecting Aliens books and stuff like that. But I'm not gonna collect as many things that I do collect these days. I think I'm gonna cut out the skull covers and and the reason why is not because I love them or I don't love them anymore, but because they're probably the most expensive collecting niche I have, right? I'm going to spend less on alien covers and crazy drug covers than I do on skull covers, right? And then,
that's a smart approach too, as well.
Yeah. So I'm probably going to keep like my punch, and I'm probably going to keep a couple other ones, and the rest I'll just sell off. And, that type of stuff. I'm going to keep the stuff the only stuff that I'm going to keep in the future when it comes to collecting is stuff that I can't replace. That's the stuff that I'm going to keep. And that's the stuff I'm going to look for also. Stuff that there's not another one of those out there, and you can find stuff like that very cheap. Like there are things that are rare, they're cool, and they're cheap. And you just have to be on the lookout, and you have to, find those things, find those niche markets. We all have, niche collecting things that we can get into. What's your profession? I'm sure there's like a comic book cover thing for that profession that you can find. And if you're in a weird profession, that might be something to be on the lookout for. Creator firsts are cheap as hell. It's amazing what you can get a creator first for compared to what you can get, a key that they created, like a character that they created. So look at Todd McFarlane, the first Todd McFarlane Spider-Man. $2.98 and a 9.8 sells for pennies, like on the dollar, compared to some of the other stuff.
Compared to even just like 300 within that small range of the run, right?
Yeah. Yep. You guys said original art. Igor said original art. Any of you else any other guys going to continue getting into the original art?
I got a ton of original art. Some for our own book, obviously, but some from other books I got in sketch covers from a variety of different artists. Those to me are like one of the kind items. When Bradshaw drew Black Cat, on a cover for me, no one else has that but me.
Yeah, I mean, I bought a few commissions over the last year, so I guess it just depends on which conventions I'm going to go to, and which artists are gonna be there, right?
Yep.
So something like that, I'm just gonna have to play by ear, kind of. But I mean, at the same time, still save up money for that.
Yeah.
Also continue meeting new heroes. I hear Delato's coming finally to the States, and I'm considering going to that show, even though I don't go anywhere besides New York Comic Con. But I really want to go because I want to meet him because he's my favorite artist.
There you go. I think that's a cool thing.
I like to second what Igor said. There's a couple conventions I want to go to this year just because of the guest lists.
I got a big one. Crowdfunding projects. I'm going to continue looking at crowdfunding projects to collect. You can collect cheap crowdfunding projects that are low printed. There's ones, and at the same time from collecting, flipping. There's also crowdfunding projects you could flip. Anybody that didn't get on those pre-code horror reprint Kickstarter that we looked in on, man, that was a mistake. You could have got in on that for what was the one where you buy the whole set of the neon ones? You know what I'm talking about?
$1,500 or something like that.
No,
You're talking about
for everything.
That was
the
for
neon
everything.
set. I think was like 200 or some change.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, I think just like the base collect, or where they actually have physical media, right? I think that was like 150, maybe 200. I don't. It wasn't it wasn't outrageous.
So
yeah, I got a bunch of. I bought two of the first set, the 15.
Yeah.
Frightening 15. I bought two of those. I'm grading every single one of those.
Yeah.
And like the profit on that is going to be stupid.
Yep. And the neon set or fluorescent, $225 for the fluorescent. For the you got all 15 for $225. The silver set was silver foil covers was $300. The blood moon set, I think the neon set was the way to go. But these fluorescents for $900 are going to be crazy.
So my thing with those, the crowdfunding, Brian, is like they're very cool, and I even considered doing that. The problem is the fulfillment time can be quite a while, and you invest in quite a bit of money into it, and by then, whatever you invest in also might not be as popular. That's the only thing. I mean, I'm sure this stuff will be, but a lot of smaller projects, what I was also considering, it's just like I know it's popping now, and everybody wants it, but like in 6 months or 9 months from now, when they actually get fulfillment, the demand might be not as there as well.
What does it say for fulfillment date on there? Because it should say when they plan to fulfill.
Like I invested in what's the name? Brian's the game that he has, like that's coming out, the video game, which is I picked up our Germ video game cover edition, which is really cool, but it won't come out till 2026.
Where does it say?
If you pretend that you back that project, Brian, when you go to back the project, it should, like when you pick a tier, tell you what the fulfillment date is.
Here we go. What's the FAQ maybe?
I mean, so that's the only thing as far as like, investing wise, not for yourself. For yourself, you can do it whatever you want.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's a good point. That is a good point to bring up, because like if you are doing something like crowdfunding stuff for
December
2020, their estimate delivery date is December 2024. So that day is coming past.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have 38 updates. So chances are where they are with the fulfillment process and getting these books out will be in the updates.
Let's take a look. As we step into 2025, take a moment to wish everybody Happy New Year. We are working hard to bring these books to your doorstep, and we'll be sharing a full update at the end of the week with details on progress and timelines.
Because whoever said it, like long fulfillment times, you're not wrong, right? Take it from a guy who does crowdfunding as a way to get out his book. I can tell you that at least with us, we try and get our books out immediately as we can to that estimate fulfill date. What makes us look bad is when guys drag their feet for 4 years and never put out their books.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. 100%.
You're right.
I bet
and there's a lot of famous creators that have really dragged
I'm not
going
to throw out names. I've been in enough battles, right? I'm just saying when you are extreme and being a couple months late is one thing, but I'm talking years. You know what I mean?
I'm in the project like that right now. I backed it up in 2023, and it's still the guy keep claiming first he had the injury, then he had the hospital, then there was a printing issue. He's like on the 7th or 8th printer. And he keeps putting every 2 months update that, printers are working on it, and nothing yet.
So you could have spent $900 on this and got the entire fluorescent set, the entire silver set, the entire blood moon set, the entire neon set, and the entire regular set for $900. That's 5 times 15. So that's pretty fucking good. That's 75 books, right? I mean,
yeah, it's $5. Well, is it $5 a book? No, for $150.
No, $900. You get 75.
Okay, I'm only seeing what's on your screen right now.
Yeah. $900 for 75 books. This right here, look.
I just looked at what I actually bought. I didn't realize I did this. So I bought the Fright box set, and then I bought 2 of the fluorescent 15 set.
So you spent $1,800 on this?
No, not that set. It was $175, whatever that one was.
Oh, the neon. $225 is the fluorescent, and $900 is the. Let's see here.
Razor Comics in the chat. What's up, comic book guru?
Where did that go? Did it move on me? It moved on me. What are the
The guy's
900
like
ones
watching.
at?
It's like, you better take down that tier right now.
175.
Brian's looking for it.
Yeah, 900. You get the fluorescent, the blood moon, the silver, and the box sets. So, what up, Mark? How you doing, brother?
Oh man, how's it going?
You sound like crap. You got the flu still?
Yeah, well, hadn't slept. Yeah, dude.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, you sound.
Brother,
you sound
we
like
saw
you're
a
going
lot of
through
your
it.
covers on the F.O.C. You're everywhere, Mr. Spears.
Yeah. Yeah, I've noticed that on the F.O.C. I was watching you earlier. But yeah, I'm probably 60%. I'll probably be back about like Monday or Tuesday. I'll probably be back to normal, I'm thinking.
Well, this is perfect timing that you show up right now because we're talking about fulfillment processes. We've got two guys on right now that have both, worked on fulfillments of crowdfunding campaigns and comics, and I'd like to talk to you guys about that. How important is it to get that out on time, Larry? You kind of keyed in on a little bit, but give us a little bit on that.
Sure, I'll start first, and I'll let Mr. Spears go second. For me, the only reason why we're able to sell the way that we do now, and the only reason why we're able to grow, is because of our 10-year track record of getting things out on time. When someone comes and backs a Niobe book, they know they're not waiting 4 years to get the book. And when you go to our campaigns, you'll see a lot of comments on a campaign that's late. People will be bitching about money. They'll be bitching about refunds. You don't see that on my campaigns. And every time someone does have a question or concern, we answer it right away. You won't see like 50 messages that go by ghosted, So our track record really is our biggest selling point.
Yeah. Amen. Mark, you just finished campaign's initial run to be backed. And now I guess you start on the fulfillment process as soon as it ends, or are you working on fulfillment as soon as you get it started?
It's when at first, I have to get it printed and all that. So what I'll do is I'll send out my survey in January toward the, this month, toward the end. I like to make sure, the payments processed and all that stuff first. And then what I'll do is, like, we gave away shirts and stuff like that for every physical backer. So I got to get shirt sizes so I can go ahead and start ordering those things. And let's see, then and we got some CGC add-ons. So I have to, have that. That's a whole separate thing. But basically, it's just me finishing up the comic, which I'm about 14 pages, and then I'll be done with it. And then I got to get it lettered and then sent in. So my fulfillment date was September, but that's like a safety net is September. I should have that thing out a lot quicker.
That's interesting.
I have all this other stuff come up, like Spawn 77 I'm working on, and I just talked to DC about doing something. They want me to do something over there. And so that's the only thing that would take me away from finishing up Monster and the Wolf immediately is those things. Like right now, tonight, I'm working on FBCD, the Free Comic Book Day issue, which that's the toughest thing I've ever done because you had to do that thing in no time. I've never been a part of the Free Comic Book Day. So I get told, hey, we're doing Free Comic Book Day. Okay. And then I'm told, oh, by the way, need a full issue in about 12 days. It's crazy. So, cause I've met all my deadlines in December for all that other stuff I was doing, for Monsters, for Dynamite, for DC, everything else. So I thought I was done, and then people will still hit me up. Christmas week, I think DC hit me up a couple days before Christmas and said we need this emergency cover. We thought maybe you could do it. And I said, okay, I'll do it for you. And then it must be gotten out somehow that I'm, I'll do that stuff, because Dynamite writes me, I think it's the 24th, and says, this is Christmas Eve, and says, hey, really could use that cover by the 26th. And I'm sitting there going, oh my goodness. So, and guess what cover that is? That's the Quicksilver cover y'all looked at earlier.
Wow.
I got it done in a day and a half on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and the 26th. And the only reason I got it done that quick is I said, okay, I can do it, but I'm just going to have to use like the same kind of concept and pose that I did for the Silver Surfer. If you ever saw my Silver Surfer that I just did for fun. So I used the same kind of, he's bent over and he's silver and he's got fire. So it made it easier because I already knew the concept. But I tell you, I've never had deadlines like in the last 2 months where people are just, they're not giving you much time. They're saying, hey, 4 days.
So
and
Mark, I need my cover by tomorrow. Okay.
Exactly. Well, exactly. That's what I'm hearing every day. And then to have free comic book day, where there's a lot of pressure because you're going to have more people read your comic or pick it up than ever before. So I really want that to look good, and for it to have to not to have the same time and effort. It's crazy, because luckily I had about 9 pages done that was actually going to go into Monster and the Wolf. And when they told me about Free Comic Book Day originally, I said, okay, as a backup, I'm going to take that story out. It'll be for Free Comic Book Day, but I knew I had to add up to 24 pages to it, total. And then I took Christmas Day. Well, I didn't really take it off. I was working on Silverhawks. And then I'm told the other day, hey, we have to have that by January 6th. And I'm like, this book does not come out until May. It's amazing. It's the whole diamond process, right?
Yes.
And I wasn't prepared for that. I'm used to, you get the book done when it goes to print. Of course, Monsters is already done, so I don't really worry about that. But so this is just, it's crazy, but I'm doing best I can, and hopefully it'll work out. But it actually might not have any words in it, because I don't even think the letterer can letter it in the time that I'm going to have to give them the script. Now that, because they said, what KinSpot said to me is they have to have that for Diamond's approval, right? That it has to be lettered. Now the printer, it won't go to print. If it's not coming out to May, it will not go to print until April. It's just fascinating. I mean, this is just, but anyways.
You don't think about that. Diamond is done at least 3 months in advance. Like people who are writing for Marvel have their stories done 6 months ago.
Right. It's
Mark,
odd to me. I understand like solicitation of covers, they have to be turned in months and months in advance and things like that. But for Free Comic Book Day, I just wasn't used to it. And, I'm still glad we're being a part of it, and I think that's good. It's just, again, it's a lot of pressure, and you don't want to, throw it together and people go, it's not that good, because then what are you doing it for?
Exactly.
You're
Can I ask you a question?
As to show them what you're missing out by not getting Monsters, so you want it to be just as good or better than the regular stuff that they can get. So.
So how's life living in your own successes? How are you enjoying it so far?
It's the exact same as it's always been. Only different. I tell you, because me and the kids were joking about this earlier today. Because if I go, oh man, it's great. No, man, I got stories I can tell you that'll humble me quick. Where I walk into a comic book store a couple of back in middle of December when I was traveling a couple hours from here. I walked in there and I was like, hey, I looked on the shelf. I didn't see any of my comics. Green Lantern just come out. Apex had just come out that week. Nothing's on the shelf. And I'm thinking, my kids and my wife are in there. And I'm like, I'm going to show them like, that, hey man, I got some popularity, right? I thought, oh, I'm gonna show them. So I turned to my wife and I said, bet they sold out, and I walk up to the counter and I said, hey guys, you got any of those Mark Spears covers? And they go, who? And I went,
oh my God.
I said, oh, the Green Lantern cover. He did the connecting covers this week. Oh, cover B or something. I said, we don't get those things here. And I went, oh.
Oh my God.
And then I said, what about Thundercats Apex? I hear that one's going for like, $40 right now. And they go, oh yeah, we could have ordered that cover. And then he turns to the other guy and goes, that's there. And he says, what was up about that? He goes, oh yeah, I didn't like that cover. Didn't order that one.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, oh. And then it's like, do I tell them who I am then? So
that was going to be my next question. Did you let the cat out of the bag?
Well, finally I go over to my wife and she's looking through back issues. We can't find anything in that store that I had ever done. Finally, I find a Spawn from August or something. I forget what issue it was. And I went up to the counter and I said, hey guys, I wanted, I came in here because I thought it'd be cool to buy one of my own issues. And I said, I'm Mark Spears. I went, oh, okay. And and then I said, so yeah, let me buy this. And I said, dude, I would sign something for you guys, but I don't guess you got any of my stuff. And I said, have you ever heard of Mark Spears Monsters? And they went, did we? No, we didn't order number 1. I think we ordered one issue of number 2 or something. I don't know. I went, okay. And that was about it. And I got out of there. So, it's, so living with that's what I'm saying, man. I don't know. I think
you'll end up going back there like next week and I'm like, yeah, artist Mark Spears was here and they're gonna have like all your shit up there and stuff. You know what I mean?
My question was
probably have everything, but who knows? But
my question was actually going is like before when you were sitting there doing the cons, which I actually saw the other day, somebody was talking about, then you were doing like sketches and cards and you were just hoping to get work, and now you just have so much work, you just have no time to do anything.
That's how's the thing that I noticed, right? Yeah. So because there's the Kickstarter was very noticeable how different it was from this year to last year. The biggest thing for me in my career has always, as a freelancer, or even when I had contract work for like a year or something, it's always you're worried about your next job, not the job you have. You're worried about how do you feed your family 6 months from now, a year from now. And right now, I don't have to worry about that. I got enough work where I'm turning down work. So that is a huge difference. That's the best thing that could ever happen to someone in this kind of career.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. I've also noticed I have more with the people behind the scenes, the editors and the owners and stuff of these companies. They're listening to me now. Like they will say, if I say, hey, I would like to do this. Okay, sure. And it's like, I'm finally getting some credibility that way, and that's great. And as a writer a little bit, which is amazing because, I'm getting listened to when I say, hey, how about, letting me do this instead? And that's a big change. So those things are the biggest things that I see. Other people are like, hey, I haven't been to a con since Monsters came out. I've only been to a couple of stores. In the store that I was at in December, right before Christmas, 5 people showed up. So I haven't noticed it at all, like by fans that way. But I do get massive emails now from people, the sweetest people reaching out saying how much they love Monsters and the other stuff I'm doing. And that's great. But I've noticed, like I said, the biggest change is just in the career side of it. It's amazing. It's exactly what you kind of want.
Well, I don't know what your plans are as far as cons this year, but if you can come to New York, I would really appreciate it. I would love to meet you for sure. And I'm pretty sure your table will be very, very crowded if you would show up. But
yeah,
I think any con.
I'm going to do San Diego. I think I've been convinced now. Ken Spots talked about it. I think I'm going to see if me and Todd can do something out there too.
That'd be great.
Spawn. And then if I'm doing that one over in the West Coast, if everything goes well, then we would hit up New York Comic Con and try to do the same thing. And I would rather do those two big ones than a bunch of little ones all go around, because I got too much work. I got to be working, but I can take off those those weekends and do those, and then I'm back to doing my normal schedule. So
I got a couple.
That hits both coasts. I can hit the most amount of people that would like to come out and see me or get me to sign something and things like that.
I think that's perfect. I think that's a great idea. I got a couple questions from the chat. One is, one of the things that a lot of people have been talking about lately is, with both Kickstarters, you had certain books that were short print run because only a certain amount of people backed them. And, people are asking about print runs on these books, this and that. And, you talked about actually putting numbering some of the books from the new Kickstarter. Do you plan on releasing the print runs amounts on the print run of those books from the new Kickstarter?
Oh yeah. So the new Kickstarter print runs are pretty easy because the regular covers, like if you call it, I'd have to look at it, but like say cover 1A. As long as it wasn't like a chrome thing or something, there's 200 of all those. I'll call them normal books, right? Nothing is printed over 200, and those I don't think are going to be numbered. I might put something in there. This is limited to 200, but those aren't signed and numbered. Then there's those special ones that were more expensive that said only 100 of these exist, or some of them was only 50 exist. Those are signed and numbered. One of 50, 2 of 50, 1 of 100, 2 of 100. And then there was some that were limited to how many backers backed the project, right? And people have asked me about those, and I'll put it in an update, but again, been sick and stuff, so I haven't got to do it. But no, I've already checked some of those. So 20, right? So they're it'll be 1 out of 20, 2 out of 20. Some of them sold 30. I think the Lady Frankenstein, not the Bride, but the one that's called Lady Frankenstein sold, I want to say in maybe 130, 150 range. It was below 200. The what was shocking to me was the Ice Cream Bride. I got asked about that one a lot. It's I want to say it's below 80. It was really low.
Didn't you have one that said 101, only one person backed it?
1 of 1.
The wolf. I think there was the wolf woman one.
The wolf lady looking.
Yeah, wolf lady
looking woman. It said only one backer backed it.
So that's a great question. If there's less than 20 backers on something, does that mean that there's less than 20 printed, or do you still print 20 and only send out those?
Now, okay, I know what you're talking about now on that werewolf one. What it is because Kickstarter is weird. You have rewards and you have add-ons. So there was in that werewolf cover of the she-wolf is in the add-on section and the reward section. Probably only one person bought it as a reward, but about maybe 18 bought it as an add-on.
That makes sense.
So I have to add both of those numbers up, and that's what they will get. What I'll print will be let's take the 200. There's only so many of the 200 ones sold all the way through, right? Sold out. There are some of them that were like 60 away from selling out. So only 140 sold of the 200. I am going to print up all 200 just because, I'm sure people will want them. And I've already said I have enough money this year that I can print them all.
Yeah, you said they're already 200 print run. So.
Right. Yeah. So I might as well print the rest of them. Plus, okay, on something like, say it's a Bride of Frankenstein or something, and there was only 100 printed. On that, what I'm going to have to do is I have to print up overages too, because of your damages and losses. So I would print up, say, usually your typical would be 10%. So say out of 100, I'd print up 110. Okay, say I'm mailing yours out and you go, Mark, it arrived and it's crushed. Well, I don't want you to have that. So what I would do is we'd rip that one up. We would renumber that one of those other 10 that I got, send it to you. Now it's replaced. If somehow nothing is ever damaged, which that doesn't usually happen, or nothing's lost, and I have 10 extra ones, I might either label them as artist proofs or printer proofs, and sign them differently.
Yeah.
Or, could destroy them, but I'd hate to do that,
Yeah.
to history. But that's what I'll do. Last time, what got me in trouble, I ordered exactly the amount that I was supposed to, right? We had 30% arrive damaged. It took 2 months for them to fix the 30%.
Oh.
So it delayed the Kickstarter backers not getting it for over 2 months.
Yeah.
And some people got it because theirs didn't get damaged, but that was a horrible thing. So this year I'm like, okay, even if they did the 30%, but I get, 10% extra like that, I can still able to send things out until everything's fixed. But
I remember
learned a lot from last year.
I remember one of the things that
you always order a little bit more than what you need, because you are going to have lost books in the mail. You are going to have damaged books,
Right.
It's a smart plan.
I remember I remember that happening with some of the books in the original Kickstarter. You had put little sticky notes saying on it that said, hey, I'm going to send you this one. This one hasn't come out yet, this and that. So that was very cool. Yeah. I have a quick question. The second question that the chat is asking like crazy, that would be amazing, but I don't want to get our hopes up. Has Todd seen the monster stuff yet? And is there any talk about maybe, cross our fingers, a McFarlane Toys Monsters project?
With a book inside of it.
The last email I sent Todd, I said, hey, and I'm talking to him about Spawn 77, but I said, on another note, Monsters blew up. I told him about the big increase of, 37,000 for the issue 3. And I said, hey, is this too early to talk some toys? Because I said, I think with the momentum we got, by the time they come out, it would be the perfect timing, right? If we start now, because it would take, months and months for that to happen. But so I haven't gotten back with Todd yet because of the holidays. I'm hoping to talk to him next week, and I am going to bring that up to him because I'm looking at licensing deals and stuff like that, because it's becoming something that people want, and that would be great. I think even if it's just sold at comic book stores, and that's what I'd mentioned to Todd. It's nothing that people would know what it is if it was at Target or Walmart or anything, but at a comic book store, I think it would do great because that's who's buying the comics. Same people.
100%.
Hey, Bud, I know it's going to do great, Bud.
Well, here's what would be great, and people are talking about it in the chat, Mark, is that if how great would it be to see a Monsters figure with a comic behind it? You could print up some type of special comic and put that behind it. That would be just absolutely amazing. So real quick shout out to John, Heroes Reborn Comics, who Mark, I don't know if you got to see, I think it was last Saturday's show.
Oh my God,
Heroes Reborn came on with us, and we talked about some amazing stuff that you worked on many years ago that Heroes Reborn has been collecting. And Heroes Reborn put a super chat. He said, with a $4.99 super chat, Mark Spears is one of us. And I agree.
He's probably one of your biggest fans. He has stuff that I never even heard of that you did back in the days and like before you obviously became bigger. Yeah, he's been collecting you for many, many years apparently.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Mark. I just want to say thank you for my the last 2 Action Comics covers you did.
Oh, really?
My favorites of all time. The one with Crypto.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I enjoyed that one. That one I did last. I did it in November of 23, and it just finally came out in around October, November of this year. I love doing the Superman stuff. I'd like to revisit it again and do some more. I've been doing some Green Lantern lately for them.
The new one, Carla, by the way, is phenomenal as well. Like,
oh, thank you.
It's amazing.
Because I heard you talking about it earlier, the Return of the Living Dead.
Oh, yes.
Okay, there is a situation going on with that, and I don't like to muddy waters or get things in the, I don't, want to hurt other people's businesses or anything like that. But I do not think I will be signing any of those Return of the Living Dead covers if someone brings one to me.
Oh, wow.
Not after the way they have treated me at that company. I was promised things and never got a comp copy. I was, and I think I've told you the story before. I did it for around, I can't even remember, 125, 150, right, as a favor. It took them 4 months to pay me, and I had to keep asking over and over. And that was one thing, right? But then I got my money and I said, fine. But they told me when they paid me, they said, hey, we assure you, we are only going to make the regular cover and 250 limited ones, right? So there's the regular cover out there that's, I don't know how many got made, thousands. Then there's a 250 more Brains edition. Okay. Well, somebody tells me, they said, Mark, have you went to their website? And I went, no, I don't really keep up with all that stuff. I'm busy. I go over there. They were selling one of those issues, number one of the of 250 for $150. And it's sold immediately.
Yeah.
So I write them and I say, hey guys, I don't understand this. I said, it kind of upsets me, and I want you to know why. I did this as a favor because you tell me you have no money whatsoever over there. You take me 4 months to pay me, and I threatened. The only reason I got my payment was because I said, keep your payment. The artwork is back to me now. And then 3 minutes later, they go, oh no, here's your money. Okay. So then I find out you sold one of the issues for the amount of money you paid me. Then they write me 2 more times after that saying, oh, we're so sorry. We'll give you those comp copies we never sent you. We're going to send you 25 of those comp copies, which there's supposed to even be more. And you know what, Mark, we'll send you a check for like $200 more just to boost it up to what you got paid for the other 3 you did at a cheap discount as well.
Wow.
And, I talked to my wife. She said, Mark, don't stress about that. It's not worth any of this. So I just wrote back and I said, all's good. Everything's fine. I said, I don't worry about that. If you want to send that, great. We're all good. I'm not going to be angry no more. Well, then 2 months pass, no check, no copies. But I get an email right before Christmas, right? I think day after Christmas. And it says, hey, Mark, that stuff's on its way. And I'm thinking, wow, why did it take so long? And then he goes, oh, by the way, we are wanting you. We're wanting to give you a royalty, and we're going to print this again. We're going to print it as a virgin on the first issue. What? And I didn't say how much of a royalty or anything, but they're wanting to keep using the same images, right, over and over. And I wrote back and I said, hey, I appreciate that. I appreciate you reaching out and asking about giving me a royalty and all that. But no, thank you. And this is when I was already sick. And I said, thank you, but everything's fine. I don't want to participate in it. Just what was agreed upon. They wrote back, Mark, you're going to make it to where other artists can't get paid if you do this.
Oh, wow.
And then they said, because your cover is selling so well, we need to pay everybody else by selling it more. And then they said, but you know what? If that's how you're going to be, it's actually not in your hands. It's the licensor's hands. And I write back and I said, look, I'm sorry. I thought I've been more than fair here. I don't want anything printed other than what was agreed upon. Another email comes back, says, okay, but it's really not up to you. I'll have to do whatever the licensor wants to do.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I've been good. That's when the day I woke up and I was aching and everything from the flu. I'd already been good on like 2 or 3 emails here, right? Now you pushed me to being a little bit irritated. So then I write and I said, look, you tell so-and-so, I knew who the licensor is, that that was not agreed upon. I mean, I'm not going to take them to court. It ain't worth it to me, but I do know what's in what legal is rights here and moral rights here too. But the thing is, I said, you can, what did I say? Okay. I told them that if they do this without my consent, I'm going to go tell everybody about it and let them know exactly how much I got paid, how you treated me. And I said, because this is not right. Your business practices are horrible. And I said, so do not do this. I hadn't heard from them since. I'm telling you guys this. And so I'm not actually going out there saying, burn these books or anything, but I'm just letting you know, because no matter what they do from this point on, I'll never work for them again. And it tarnished the book for me. Hey, the book got #1 on like cover price. That's great. I'm happy that people enjoyed the work, and I did it because I'm a fan of Return of the Living Dead. It's, I hate that those people are involved with it, because, if they did this to me, what are they doing to the other guys?
Yeah.
Right? Because who else isn't getting paid and who else is getting screwed over there? So
it's a common theme, and not just with them, but I hear this quite a bit. When I was talking with Nick, when we were doing that workshop, there's a company that owes him money for work he's done. I won't mention the company, but he has to chase around too. It's ridiculous how these professional artists have to chase around companies just to get paid. It's insanity to me.
It's crazy. And here's the thing. I don't even care. Look, if they would have come to me and said, Mark, that cover did really well. Can we talk? Do you get some time to talk about maybe doing another cover for us? I might have considered something like that. But to sit there, what got me was, all right, I don't even know if they would even put that's a second printing as a virgin. I don't even know, because if they're doing these kind of weird deals behind the scenes where they don't even, when you do an agreement like this, right? I tell them my invoice, they go, oh, now you got to put on this voucher. The voucher has an agreement though that says what issue that artwork is used for, right? It is a pay per, what is it? A work for hire agreement, but I did it for that one issue. I didn't do it for the second printing of that issue. I didn't do it for the 5th issue. I did it for #1 issue for what it was agreed upon. And I have the email saying that they would never do anything like that. That no, it's going to go exactly for what it's supposed to be used for.
Mark, can I ask you a question? Did they buy the cover as well, as in they own the cover, or they just hire you to do the cover? You still own the actual cover?
Well, it was digital. So
no, I understand, but I mean, that isn't like, do you still own the rights to the cover? Is what I'm saying. Like, is this the store
no, because in the agreement,
or...
it's a buyout, so they actually own that artwork.
Okay.
But the artwork has to be used for the way it was intended originally.
I agree. Yeah, 100%.
So you can't. They can't take the artwork and make T-shirts out of it without coming back to me and saying, "Can we work out another?" Kind of like what they did when they came to me first and said, "Can we do a royalty or something and do this?" And then they didn't like that I wasn't on board with that. So you might see a second printing of it. Who knows? And again, if they want to do that, great. I'm not. It ain't worth me to mess with. But here's another kicker. I own all those characters. They gave me nothing, no reference or anything. Tarman's theirs on the 3rd cover, but I did 4 covers. The first cover with the 3 people, the second cover with the girl named Riot, And then there's another cover with a guy eating brains who's knelt over. I don't think they've shown. I own every one of those characters because when I designed it in the agreement, it says they own the artwork, but it has nothing about original characters that were created. So that's another weird murky water because again, they didn't put that in there because they're a small company. They don't realize that would have happened. So
you basically just gave it to them then.
Yeah, I mean, they can, take that and just, add it to the book or something like that. And again, it just ain't worth me trying to, go after them legally or anything. But I just business
I can
practice.
tell you one thing, Mark. Like as a fan of yours and I'm a big fan of yours, I will not support those people as much as I would love to own the cover and I would love to get more covers of your work. I will not support the people like that.
Well, there's people in the chat saying that number 3 is already being advertised and people are already buying number 3.
The number 2 was one of the hottest F.O.C. books.
Yeah, F.O.C.
last week. Yeah, it was the hottest one.
And that's the thing. You would think they would have come out and treated me kind of nice after number 1 sales, right? And said, "Hey, Mark, thanks for doing this for us. Let's, Oh, and here's another thing about that. So at the end of that email, I finally tell them, you know what? I don't want that other check. I don't want those comp copies. I don't want anything to do with your business. So I said, if you haven't mailed them like you said you have mailed them already, just keep it. Well, then he does write back, says, actually, I haven't mailed them, so I guess I won't. So they lied at the beginning saying they had mailed the stuff. So I'm just done with them, and I think I don't want to sign those books just because I don't want to endorse them at all.
That's totally
understandable.
understandable.
Right, Mark. You're completely understandable. You are completely in the right on this.
Hey, Mark.
I'm sure your fans will understand as well.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark. As a freelancer like myself, I get zinged a lot too. So I know what's up because we don't, like as an artist, we don't have the resources, right?
Right.
Like you made it where you can actually turn down projects where if they approached me and said, hey, we're going to get your stuff published. We're going to give you $120. It's like $120 is better than nothing for me to get on the cover, right? So I think they've been doing this for a while with all the other artists. And that's why, it's a good thing you're bringing it up.
Here's what I'm shocked about. Normally, like when I do business with someone, we pay the artist most times up front or at least half then and half when the job is done.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I'm really shocked that artists take jobs without payment of some sort,
Well, on this one, I was normally, honestly, I don't work for anybody that's not like, DC Dynamite, stuff like that. When I worked for this, I was, it's one of those things where people act friendly to you. And I'll go, okay, they got the Return of the Living Dead franchise license. I'm going to be nice about this. And it was a long time coming. They actually approached me last year in December when my other Kickstarter was going on, the rights holder, about actually doing the comic series myself. They were like, hey, we see you have a successful Kickstarter. Would you be interested in taking Return of the Living Dead and making a comic book? I said, man, if I'm going to do that, I'm going to do my own thing. I'm not, that would take so long. I don't have all the setup to do all that. So I helped the guy out and pointed him in a couple of directions of different companies. Well, where he landed was that company. I didn't point him in that direction, didn't know they existed. And then he says, oh, but I want Mark Spears to do a cover. So they contacted me. And that's when they said, hey, we're broke. We have nothing, but he really wanted you to do one. And I said, look, and this was back in May. I didn't have a lot going on, wasn't making much money in comics. And I was like, hey, I'll do that because I love Return of the Living Dead so much. I'll do it as a one-off. And I said, it'll help you guys out. And I said, if I get enough comp copies, if you give me enough, I'll make up my cover rate by selling those at cons. And I said, it's a win-win. They're all on board. Okay. A month later, can I get paid? No. A month later, can I get paid? No, don't have no money. We're talking $150 they can't pay me. And then it was,
I'll pay you now if you want to do a cover. I'll give you $150 right now. Let's do it.
And that's the thing. And honestly, I don't even think it was, I think it was 125. I can't even remember. I'd have to look it up. But it's the thing is, then they begged me to do 2, 3, and 4, and I said, absolutely not, because I said I gave you a huge discount on that one, and I said I can't do it for that. Don't you understand? They said, okay, how about we raise it to 200? And I'm like, are you serious? And I said, I mean, we're talking back way before I ever was on a top 10 list or anything, right? This is back in June, early June. And I'm sitting there and I said, look, I said, I couldn't even do it for less than like, I think I said 6, 7, something like that. And they said, oh my goodness, Mark. And I got all these emails, man. I got my receipts.
Yeah,
Mark,
you gave them sticker shock is what you did.
They said, we have legends that work for us, and I'm appalled that you have asked for that much.
Bullshit.
I would never pay that much. And then I'm telling my wife, and I said, this is how you want somebody to work for you, and you sit there and insult them? I don't understand this.
And then finally, they're price comparing, right? So there are a variety of artists out there. Now, you're Mark Spears. You're a top 10 selling guy. I get why you ask for what you ask for, right? Well, lots of guys in the sphere, though, especially in the indie comic sphere, they are doing covers for 100, 200, maybe $300, you know?
Yeah. And Niobe, like when they made a contract with him, he wasn't as big as he is now. Now that it's big as he is, I would do anything since you already have a connection to Mark. Like I'm sure there's tons of companies reaching out to Mark daily trying to get his business. They're already in the door, and they would do that instead of what they should have been doing to make anything possible. So he would do another issue. That's just
look. If they just paid the man, they could have had a very good, strong relationship with this gentleman and sell a lot of freaking books. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yeah.
Well, I tell you right now, if they would have sent me my comp copies, I would have posted them on social media saying, look what I got. Nope, never got any. If they would have sit there and said, look, Mark, your cover did really well for us. Number one,
I bet
we want to cash in on it, but that's not, how we can do it, because that artwork we only bought for that issue. What can we do? Is there something else we can do here or something? No, they sit there and cry poverty, saying that it's my fault other artists aren't going to get paid. And I'm like insulted by that. Like, how is that my fault that you're trying to keep reselling my artwork so you can pay someone else? I don't understand that. It doesn't.
And that's common sense, Mark. That just doesn't.
Would be comic book creators never ever do that. Okay. If you're going to hire someone, and this is my rule of thumb, have the cash already. Otherwise, don't even approach them.
Exactly. I don't. Again, and I've never talked bad about anybody in the industry of coming out of work for or anything like that. But this, I want to make aware, because I'm afraid someone else is out there.
Other artists or creators.
Exactly. That really need the money and exposure. And I want them to know that, hey, if they did that to me, what are they going to do to you next? And I'm telling facts. I'm not making up anything. They can't get me for lying. I got my receipts on this. And I'm just sitting there saying, hey, I love the success of the book. I love the Return of the Living Dead franchise. I don't like how they treated me. And we have stopped talking. They wished me luck on my career, and we're done. So now I've come out and I thought, it doesn't even matter what they do now, if they print that one or not. People need to know what they did behind the scenes.
Mark, you don't need luck in your career. They need luck in their career, because your career is good.
I appreciate it.
Well,
and again, I like I don't want to tell people don't buy that issue. Hey, comic shops ordered those issues. It's a spiral thing. Yeah. I don't want to hurt comic shops. I don't want to hurt people who have a bunch of them and they're trying to sell them on eBay.
Yeah, Mark, you know what you should do? You can make prints as an artist, right?
I don't know. I mean,
you can't, or can you? As an artist, you can
make
your prints of your own art.
In the agreement, usually it's in the agreement that you can or can't, but we didn't have anything like that in the agreement.
Well, there is no agreement. The agreement's broken. They broke contract by not paying you.
Right.
Well, no, I finally did get paid. Oh, okay. I did finally get paid. If that.
Oh, okay. Well, that's over.
No. If I hadn't got paid, they actually could never have done printed the artwork.
Okay.
I wrote them in October of like first week of October, and I turned in the artwork in June or May. I can't even remember. And then I said, hey, listen, this is too long. And I said, this is crazy. And then they told me, Mark, we make no money, blah, 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 blah. And then I wrote back and said, look, I've already decided it's fine. You don't have to pay me. I'm taking the artwork though. It's mine. So you can't use it. We're done. And then 3 minutes later, money was in my PayPal account. So they wanted that artwork really, really bad. So,
well, yeah, because they see what your covers have been doing and what's been going on with Monsters for Keen Spot. They're a small publisher and they're licking their chops. But here's the difference. You can't treat somebody like that and expect them to continue to ride with you. It's just it's I don't care what business it is.
Somebody who is like literally like it has so much work that he can't handle as is, and you have a foot at the door, and you just burn that bridge by being so greedy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
But again, like I said, I don't want to hurt comic stores that are buying them on F.O.C. and all that. Go buy the book. It's my artwork. Go if you like that. If you like Return of the Living Dead, buy it. I'm just saying, if you're a creator, watch out. Be careful. I would, they don't have good business practices. So I that's why I've come out and wanted to share it here. I've already shared it on my Discord and stuff, but and this is probably the only place I'm really going to talk about. I ain't going to post on social media and stuff, but I'm just saying that I don't want to hurt any kind of retailer or anything trying to sell that book, but it's just I think it does need to be said what's going on behind the scenes on that, because that's crazy. It's just it's insulting, that they're like, it doesn't matter what you say, we'll do whatever we're going to want to do, and that's not good business.
Well, all actions have consequences, good and bad. And hopefully this will cause them to maybe change their business practices. And
I'm hoping.
Yeah. And we'll see. Because, listen, we'll definitely hear more artists and writers and creators come out and talk about this if it happens to them in the future now. It's just the way it is. So, and to me, that's a good thing. Just like we love hearing about companies that are doing the right thing, which we talk about all the time. We love when we love to see the full picture, and we have publishers come on this show. We have industry people come on this channel and are really open about their business practices. And we love to hear the good stuff. Every once in a while, you got to hear about the bad stuff too, and it is what it is, man. But that being said, I will say this: I think that the shops that have purchased or ordered those books, Mark, have done really well selling them. Shout out to the Docking Bay 94 in Florida. Who through one of our viewers and community members, Funhouse Comics, ordered 25 copies. They put 25 copies up on their store and they were gone within a day. And I think most shops are either having the similar type of thing or they're not getting their copies. I've heard that there's been
that's the thing with Diamond right now and stuff like that. So I think that's also why it's fluctuating so high on aftermarket, because no one has it. All of a sudden, the next day, some people have it. Next day, no people have it. So, and again, I could have done the thing for free. It's not the money issue, and I want to say it's not what upset me at the end is when someone asks. It'd be Brian. It would be the same thing if you said, "Hey, Mark, when you abuse my generosity, that's when I don't like it." So if you'd have said, "Hey, Mark, I appreciate you giving me this, and now I'm going to go and I'm going to take this print you gave me. I'm going to make 20 more and sell those or something." And I'll be like, "Wait a second." That was my thing, is when they asked me to keep making more issues of the same art. And Brian, the way I've done in the past, like I didn't reuse Bridezilla, right? I'm a person who goes, I don't want to have the same thing over and over and over. I like to redo, if I'm going to do a second printing, do new art on it. I like to, give fans something else out there. And just to sit there and try to cash in on it, it upset me. So I said, no, let's not do that. And then when I'm told it's actually, why ask me if it's not my choice? That
Great
was a
point.
weird thing too.
So
So
that's a great point. You do look out for the collector. That's one of the things that we like to say that you're an easy guy to root for, Mark, because not only do you have a great story, you have a great product, you have a great talent, but you look out for the collectors. A lot of what you've done, talking about print runs, talking about how you don't want to put out the same cover over and over. You want to give them something new that makes it even more collectible. That's an important thing, and you've shown that in your actions. So
I
Exactly. I agree with Brian. You're really good at that, and that's being a collector, it's one of my favorite part about, like, besides your beautiful work, like the fact that you do that, it just makes me feel better about collecting your stuff.
Well, I try to, because I know kind of, being in the game so long as I have, I know, and I owned a comic book store back in the day. So I kind of understand that what collectors kind of want out there. And when you do something, I don't want to, what is it? The Ken Griffey Jr. card. I don't want to do that. What Upper Deck did,
reprint
where
1,000 of
you're
them,
just like, hey,
1,000
let's
million
keep
of
printing
them.
these. I just think it's when someone finds something special, and it just means the world to them when they get. That's why I'm so tickled that Monster series did start out, lower numbers, because it means so much to those people who actually picked it up off the shelf. Now they're like, man, I was the one that grabbed it off the shelf, and now that book is worth $100.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. And I don't want to sit there and go, oh, but I got the same cover that you got. Well, I reprinted that cover 3 more times. So then you have to actually open it up and look inside to see which printing it is. I don't want to do that. I like new covers, and I try to give them something that, incentive covers out there, try to do stuff where low print run numbers. I think they had mentioned in that email that something about we would do this very low print run, only like 2,000 copies or something. I'm saying that's not low print run.
Yeah.
I mean, 2,000 copies. Heck, that's an issue of Monsters. One cover of it, just about. So, to me, if they, again, if you wanted to still tell me, Mark, we want to do this, we're going to give half of it to charity or something, I'm all for that. I'm all about the collector and trying to help others, help retailers, because we don't exist if retailers don't exist. Retailers don't exist if fans don't exist. We're all a part of the same family. And
domino falls, they all fall.
Mark,
yes.
I want to talk about that real quick. You talked about retailers, and I want to talk about retailers in general, because one of the amazing things has been seeing a lot of the low print run exclusive variants that have been coming out for Monsters with a lot of retailers. One specifically, I want to talk about Bird City Comics, and I hear rumblings that there may be an in-store signing at the new Bird City Comics comic shop. Is this something that might be real?
No, I saw that the other day, and I saw your face get excited. No, no, they haven't asked me. I'm sure they would, they would if I wanted to go up there. But no, it's no, I haven't planned on doing anything like that. Again, if I'm going to travel, it'll probably be those 2 places this year, San Diego and New York. Because it's just like, then I can hit the most people at one time. It's just instead of, because, I have to take off of what I'm doing. And I get asked a lot to go to different stores, a lot to go to all these different cons. And I know there's a lot of artists out there, and they, I know their career, what do you call it? Career con artist. I guess that's what it would be.
That's a great
that's
show,
what
by
they're
the way.
doing. Every weekend they're going to a con. and that's a hard life, but that's where they're making their money. I got so much work that I can't take off to go to do those things because it just wouldn't work. But and and I want to ride the wave while I can and do as much work as I can, because who knows, man, 6 months from now, no one might know who Mark Spears is anymore. So you want to do as much work as you can in that length of time and enjoy it. So
well, I will say this. I'll say this: if there is a chance that I don't know what your plans are for San Diego, but if you end up doing it as a solo trip, you're more than welcome to come out a couple days early. I got a place for you to crash, and we can stop by the Bird City Comic Store on our trip to San Diego. I drive to San Diego. Every year. It's a nice little 5-hour drive. I've got multiple people that fly out to Phoenix the day or the couple days before and crash with me, and you're always welcome, Mark. Just throwing it out there. So don't have to say anything.
Now there might be a chance of me going to. I think that's where ain't Phoenix where Todd's at.
It is.
So if there's something that I need to go out there for, like a meeting or something like that, then that's possible because of that area. So
that would be great.
Have you, bud?
Yeah. Hey, John.
Look, listen, I got to split, but before I go, Mark, no one's going to forget you in 6 months. In 6 months, you are going to be even bigger than what you are right now. So,
man,
don't have that word.
Second that.
You know what I mean? Brian, gentlemen, Happy New Year. Thank you for having me on the show. Always appreciate it, man.
Take care, Larry.
And I'm just going to watch now from the sidelines and play some Stellar Blade.
Awesome.
Man.
And Mark, before Hero takes over, because I know he definitely might have a bunch of questions too, because he is a huge fan. I have one for you before. So the earlier you just did the newest one. I was asking Brian if you can pull it up. Just an amazing cover. That one I'm definitely picking up, and hopefully signing that one. Are your plans to do any more Umbrella covers for Dynamite or not?
When I was doing that one, I had an idea for another one, so I might do that. They got me pretty full over at Dynamite right now with other things. I can't talk about other covers I'm doing, but I would, that's one I love drawing Vampirella, so I wouldn't mind going back and doing more. What's funny, when I turned in that cover, the guy, I don't remember which editor it was, goes, "Oh, that's neat. I love the monkeys." And I'm sitting there thinking, dude, those are werewolves. And I said, if it don't look like werewolves, let me know and I could do something. But he never said nothing back. So
no, it was great. It's a beautiful.
But I honestly love the character of Vampirella. And I wouldn't mind doing, honestly, I could do 2 or 3 more covers this year of her. It's fun. If Nick hears that, he'll probably email me tomorrow.
You got it.
Tomorrow, you're going to hear it by the end of the show. You're going to get it.
Yeah, mate. He's great over there. I love working at Dynamite. But yeah, right now I'm doing, Silverhawks, doing Thundercats, and a couple other books that I'm doing will be wrapped up soon, probably. So it might free up some time that I could do a Vampirella every now and then. I miss doing a cover where I had weeks to do it. I feel like that one I had some time on that one, because that takes a while. But lately, man, it's just these 2 to 3 day covers. You're having to do a single character and do it really quick. And those are good. But I prefer doing something that I can take a day or two just to get my mind around what would the good cover look like, right? And then go fully in on it. So I'm hoping my deadlines will get better. The reason they were so bad right now was because we had to play catch up with Silverhawks and Thundercats. 1 and 2 of Silverhawks. 1 was already solicited before I came on board in January. Number 2 had already been turned in. So the 2 books I had to do were going to be F.O.C. ones, which you can see they are. And the Thundercats, same way. So now I'm finally caught up with Thundercats and Silverhawks that I think I still owe a third Thundercats, though it probably next month. But so it's that was a challenge. But yeah, again, Vampirella, I would love to do at least one more cover.
One of the things that you said to me before, which I really respect, and you're kind of hitting on it right now, is that you really want 2025. You want to have more time to work on your covers, because you don't want your work to falter, or when you're so busy you can't put as much time into it. And this is a perfect example of when you're able to put a little extra time into it and put a little extra effort into it, it comes out absolutely gorgeous like this.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, again, if you rush that, if you gave me a day to do that, I don't even think I could do. I wouldn't probably had the werewolves in there. I'd have had to just do her. I would have probably smoked her knees down there, so I wouldn't have to draw all that. And it just it's just not as good because it's almost like being a special effects artist. You know how they say the special effects suck sometimes because the guy didn't have enough time to do them.
Yep.
It's the same thing with any kind of art. If you don't have enough time, if you have to quit early, it's not going to be as polished and done as you want it. So that's why I am taking. I've already been turning down a lot of work that's been coming my way because I'm like, hey, I have to. I can't overload myself where I'm miserable. And I've got to spend the time on the people who are already I'm committing to get them high quality work. So, and when Spawn 77, the interior pages start happening, I'm going to have to do even less covers at that time, just because there's just no way, because you're talking working 5 days a week doing pages. And then on the weekends, I would have to start messing with a cover for either Spawn 77 or something like it Dynamite or Monsters. I'm still having to do covers for Monsters. Luckily, I had this backlog of artwork that I was able to use.
Yes.
Because man, if I hadn't had that, there's no way everything works out the way it was.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was synchronicity. What do they call that? Maybe a little bit more than synchronicity. It was kind of meant to be.
Yeah, I mean, having done all those cards and had all that artwork that was just sitting there, dude, that was just like it was just fate. It was just like, oh, okay, I can use that. And I was telling Kid Spot this week, I said, luckily we have a lot of artwork still left. We need to cut down on doing store covers as much, just because exclusives where they take that artwork. Because I said, look, what if I get sick or I'm physically unable to do something? We could still use those. And luckily we have the Kickstarter artwork too that I can still use. This last Kickstarter, I made it to where I would not publish any of that in retail because that's what kind of the fans wanted. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do that for you. So will it be printed inside of a comic book? Sure. I can do that so people can still see the artwork, but it will not be a cover for retail at all.
That's huge.
Never.
That was going to be actually one of my question mark. Are you going to make like a art book, like either a con art book or just your own online exclusive art book with all your art in it?
I thought about, we talked about doing a trade paperback, of course, of 1 through 4. And then including like all the covers for those issues, which would be, gosh, that'd be a big trade paperback because there's a lot of covers, man. I hate being known as that guy who does all those variants, but people like them. I'm not getting any complaints. So I hate not doing that.
Keep doing what you're doing with the variants. Your variants are the ones I look the most forward to in the industry.
Oh, I appreciate that. See, that makes me want to do it even more because I remember I was thinking, oh man, I don't want to put out too many or whatever. But if people are enjoying them and they're like, hey, I love it, then man, I want you to enjoy this hobby and enjoy collecting monsters. So I want to make sure I have those out there for you.
Well,
the hardest part, Mark, is about this is a lot of people are completionists, and it's hard to get just a cover or two. You want them all.
Yeah. Well, I've had the completionists come to me and said, man, I can get your 5 covers. I can even get your incentives, but dude, those store exclusives, stop it, Mark. And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry.
Hey,
Because
Mark.
the stores are hard to get because
Yeah.
there's 200, right? It's impossible. But
there's somebody in the chat that made a comment. Shout out to Eugene in Yong. He says, "Do a hardcover," and I think that would be amazing. You know, maybe as another Kickstarter, you could do a hardcover of all your covers.
Hardcover. Yeah, I would love it to be presented in a maybe oversized, you know, and really do nice. But also what Igor was saying on the thing with doing an art book, I wouldn't mind showing that. Things like that, I would. Man, if I had time, a couple of years ago when I was doing just the trading cards, one of my goals was I was going to put out a how to draw book out, right? Same kind of thing, showing how to. And what I wanted to make mine different was, you know, of course, your basic stuff, like it's in the how to draw Marvel way, that kind of stuff that taught me a lot. But then I was also going to teach people how to do digital stuff and 3D model stuff and put it all together, because that's kind of what I'm doing. And to show people inside, look, this is how I create this, and start, because people are saying, hey, Mark, you're changing comics. I'm like, well, if I am, let's change them. Let me show everybody how we can do this. And we'll have other kids growing up and want to be in the comics, and they might do it the way I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark, I hear you have a good friend in a certain company that you're working for currently that can maybe help you make that book happen.
Oh, really?
Nick Barucci, I hear, is a really good guy. And
Okay.
he definitely would probably be able to do that.
I wouldn't mind doing that. My biggest problem right now, because I got lots of cool ideas I want to do, is time. Time is my worst enemy in 2025. Yeah. But I'm going to try to manage my time enough to where I'm hoping I can do all these cool ideas that I got. One thing I'll let you know now, what we're doing for Monsters issue 5, because I have to have that ready by next week. We're going to polybag the New Mutants cover, you know, the homage to Deadpool's first appearance, that kind of cover. I've went back into the artwork though, touched it all up, spent a week on it. I did that for Christmas. We're going to polybag that issue and have a trading card in it.
Oh,
nice. Hell yeah!
Then we're going to then we're going to top that off by offering 2 or 3 different types of trading cards. So you don't know what trading card, I guess, that's inside the bag. I don't know if it'll show it, what'll happen. But I was like, that's so 90s. I remember when they did it with X-Force.
Yeah.
With the Deadpool card.
That was so cool. Yeah.
And the
So
Wizard magazines.
I want to do a Slayer card in there and stuff like that.
That would be great.
Mark, you should make some of the art in those cards as new art, and this will be their first appearance on it.
Oh yeah, it's all going. The cards will all be new as long as I
nice. That's so cool.
I don't think I have to show the card until I go to the printer. So we're just going to say it's going to be polybagged with the random card. So I have time to do the card art.
That is so cool.
Yeah,
that cards. Perfect. Heroes Reborn have some really cool cards I have never seen or heard about. I don't know how he got them, but he has a lot of really cool stuff.
When do you sleep?
When?
Like me, I'm bad.
Dude,
when do you sleep?
Okay, so normally I go to bed around morning time, around like 6, 7 in the morning, and then I'll sleep until about
noon,
1, 2 o'clock. Get up, and then I start working. But right now, what's really weird, because I've been sick with the flu, they got me on. I had a steroid shot 2 days ago. That can sometimes make it where you get like insomnia, right?
Yeah.
From the steroid shot. I've slept total 6 hours in 2 days, 3 hours at a time. And I'm right now, I'm just like, I'll have to try to wind down tonight to where I can try to sleep. Dude, I remember doing that card, Hero.
Hey, Mark, are those the ones?
Oh, those cards right there.
Let's
Oh,
talk
yeah,
about
yeah.
these.
Gift
Yeah,
cards.
show these because these are some of the things that John, aka Heroes Reborn, talked about the other night. Mark, these are amazing.
Dude, I got paid $25 to do those cards right there from DC.
How much?
$25 to do those
Oh my
cards.
God.
That is actually, didn't that just say like a rec sketch card at the bottom or something?
Yeah.
It's not from Marvel or nothing, is it? Yeah, that's just a
No.
blue line sketch card. So that's just me doing it. Yeah.
And then
Oh wow.
I've got some of your printing plates.
Oh, printing plates. Oh, sweet.
Oh, the Garbage Pail Kids one.
Yeah, the one of ones. I got the Mad Hatter.
Oh, dude.
I chased down most of the ones, and then some of these here from the Wicked of Oz.
Oh yeah.
See,
Those.
how can somebody chase something like this and nobody knows this exists?
And then
Yeah,
some
that
of your
stuff is
your
oh my
DVDs.
gosh, yes. Dude,
I
that's
got,
awesome.
Yeah, I got the rest of them on the way. The rest of the DVDs.
Dude, this guy knows me. That was
I
my
didn't
first.
even know you make DVDs until
That was
Hero
my
showed it.
first magazine cover ever published.
Mark, you don't
me,
know
what was
how
that last
how
video
hard
show?
we're trying to find those, or at least I'm trying to find those Diabolique books.
I have never seen it, never heard of it. Can't
Yeah,
find
I
it
had a few of those magazines. Like they would send me one copy, but I haven't. I don't even know if where they're at anymore.
They're impossible to find. Along with this, I still haven't found an Ultiman.
Excuse me. All the
And then
Ultraman?
these.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Power Rangers, the Darkest Hours.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Are you missing any of the Power Rangers? You got all 7?
I got them all. I even have multiples of them.
Wow. Man, that just
the ones
makes
that
it
I'm
worth it.
Yeah, the ones that I'm missing really are just mostly the Kickstarter stuff from the monsters. I was lucky to get one of these.
Oh wow.
From a seller.
That's hard to get because you had to spend like I want to say $200 to $300 or something to get that, maybe 200 to get that. So not
And
many were
then
made of that.
I grabbed this Kickstarter.
Oh man, that's that one's coming out as issue 4, but I recolored her a little bit, gave her a little bit of purple highlights.
I
in
love
her
this
hair.
cover though. I love the one that you did where she's on the broom, where it's like a swipe of.
Yeah,
I
And
think,
that was actually one thing I wanted to mention. I'm sorry to interrupt you here.
Hey, go ahead.
It was a store exclusive. I did not see that advertising for cover roll. I woke up to somebody showing me this cover. I go to the website. It's all sold out. I reached out to the store and they're like, yeah, so I was going to post it on my IG in the morning. I put them in the store like right before going to bed. And he woke up, it was all sold out. So nobody even knew they were coming. Whoever was just at that store at the time shopping managed to grab them. And now nobody can get them because they're all sold out.
That's
And I
the
also
thing
really
that-
love that cover.
Yeah, people are getting mad about that for the TV, and I'm like, man, I'm sorry about that. With
It's not your fault. They just like
I mean, it's just things like that happen. When you only have a limited supply, that means only 200 people can have them, or one guy has 200 copies. Whatever it is. So but it's that happens. But it's fun for collectors to try to get to. So
it is fair as game. Yeah. Now we just have to hunt out the secondary market.
Oh yeah, I remember. I didn't really care for that cover when I did it. I did that one, and then they wanted me to cut it out, and make it white.
This is one of my favorites.
Horseman. Yeah, I enjoyed the headless horseman one. They let me just do whatever I wanted. They said just make us a cover. So I said, okay, I'll do this.
It's crazy. When I first started buying those, like the Headless Horseman, I think I still was able to find them for cover price. And then around after Monsters 1 dropped, before Monsters 2 dropped, you couldn't find it anywhere. And then it started to progressively become a $50, $80. Now it's like $100, $110 book. And
Wow.
I mean, but there's really nothing that you haven't done that's like easy to get. Even the stuff that just dropped, like even these right here, the third prints.
Oh yeah.
If you try going like onto Whatnot, there are guys who have like new comic day sales, and they're limiting people to like 1 or 2 copies, and they're selling out like within 20 minutes on Whatnot. And I'm talking about LCSs that ordered like 50 of them, and they're like gone within 20 minutes.
Man, that's just it's crazy because see, I don't really get any of that information. That's amazing that the stuff. I know people tell me the aftermarket. I just hadn't had time to go and look at eBay, but somebody was saying that like somebody told me that 90 or 80 items a day are selling of my stuff,
Oh,
just
yeah.
comic cards and all that.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy, man, because you know, you dream of that, like, hey, maybe this will be worth something one day, but you know, I never thought it would. But
this is one that I can't find. I was lucky to find two at a LCS that didn't even know they had them in their back issue boxes.
oh wow,
Such a great cover, man.
that's the first DC cover that came out of mine.
Right. And then
Excuse me, what book is that?
this one here, the one that I just showed is
Yeah, the DC one.
World's Finest 2024 Annual.
Yeah, it came out I think in January.
I
And
love
then
this
one here,
Brainiac one. Yeah.
Nice first appearance.
See, Mark, what Hero has an advantage over most collectors that love your work is that he actually seen you at the con before. We have not.
No,
and
I've,
he was
I've
able
never.
to-
No, hold on.
Oh, I
I've never
thought you
seen him
did.
at a con.
Oh,
No,
you-
he's where? I'm in New York.
Oh,
You
I
kidding me?
thought that when you were showing a card that you were buying at the
No,
table.
no, these are people I've found that didn't even realize
Oh,
that
okay. Because
his
I remember,
book
I thought you
blew
seen him at
up.
a con before.
No, I
Okay.
wish I did, man. I was telling you that I went through his Instagram and I
Mhm.
saw his setup before Monsters
Oh,
1 dropped.
okay, I see.
And he was
I see.
doing like I'm assuming like
Oh, that's how you caught on to them.
teasing what potentially you can get if you get into the Kickstarter. And I said I wish I was at that show because I would have bought everything on his table. I love first of all I love horror, and just the colors and the art. I mean everything about it is just great. Those stand-ups that you had at your booth, I would have said, like, how much are the stand-ups? I
That's
would have
smart
bought everything.
collecting. By the way,
You know?
Mark, if you have those stands, I'm sure
I got-
Hero would buy them in a second, or anybody else
Yeah,
on
I
this
got
channel right now.
these here.
Oh, dude, first series, yeah.
Yeah, first series, and then
Those
I
are
got,
hard to find.
I got
And
this
that's
from Brian.
that's the second series. Which, dude, my cards are selling out so quick now. I don't think I actually have any. Like the inventory is going away. It's just because they're the comic has sold those cards that we had extra of. They're gone. So
Well, there's people in the chat that are asking about the cover of the year contest, and we are at the final four for the cover of the year, you guys. We have Mark has one of his covers in cover of the year contest. So we only have a week left to go to vote on this, you guys. So I dropped the link in the chat. I'm going to drop the link again for everybody. If you want to vote on cover of the year for all this stuff, you need to go and take a look in the community tab if you're catching this on the replay, or on the in the description of this video you can find these links. But yeah, we only have 2 brackets left to go, and we're going to be voting on this bracket until Friday. So I suggest everybody go take a vote. I'm going to update everybody. Mark, you're neck and neck right now with Soza Micah. So, ladies and gentlemen, go vote on this. Soza Micah's Harley Cowgirl is winning with 54% of the vote. So, this is a very tight race so far. And then with the other bracket, it's the Dan Panosian Wonder Woman that is winning with 64% of the vote over the Cedric Poulat Grimm Fairy Tales. But, we did this randomly, which was very interesting because you don't know. Sometimes you're going to have 2 covers that could, would most likely be at the end of the bracket go up against each other. And Mark, you went up against some of your covers. I mean, we had the King Spawn book on there with the skulls. We had the Lobo Action Comics.
Action Comics Lobo.
That was on there. Of course, the Bridezilla. We had multiple comics covers of yours on there, and you would go up against some of these books, but there was a couple interesting brackets that were a lot of fun in this, and we're down to the final 4. So make sure you guys go vote. The links are in the description and in the community tabs of both House of Stein and Beyond Wednesdays. And we're going to announce the winner next Friday on House of Stein. And then on Saturday night, we're going to announce the winner of the entire thing. So make sure you guys go vote up and choose your favorite covers of the year. So very, very cool stuff. Mark,
awesome.
yeah, this year has been amazing for you, and I think that we're collectively, I'll say it for everybody, we're proud of you, man, and we're rooting for you, and we can't thank you enough. We're at 3 hours and 55 minutes. I'm going to end this, everybody. We're going to go backstage and hang out for a couple minutes, but I want to say thank you to everybody that hung out with us live for the entire show. Thank you so much, you guys. There's 120 watching right now. If you can and you're not subbed up, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, come hang out with us. I'm dropping a very interesting new series of videos tomorrow on the site, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Drop all your comments in the comment section below too. We're going to call it a night. Much love, everybody. We'll see you next time. Everybody on the panel, stick around. We'll be here in a second.